Hello, everyone. Welcome, one and all, to Wanderer's Haven. It is Wednesday again, and we are nearing the end of 2023. Some might say thank you. But in this particular case, that is important because this lovely two-part episode that you are here to see, the first episode of, is going to be the last Ysterra that we do for the year. Unfortunately, it's going to be the last Ysterra on Wanderer's Haven for a while, because in the new year we have all kinds of cool plans for this world, stuff that we are going to get into much later towards the end of the episode, talk some more about that sort of thing. And in the meantime, till we get to that point, I think that we should go around this table, this wonderful virtual table that we have brought together tonight, and let all of these fine, amazing people introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about the characters that they are playing in tonight's holiday heist adventure, which I am very excited to get to pull off. We shall kick things off with a new face, well, new to Ysterra anyway. Jason, you've done a couple of things with us here on the Haven so far, and yeah, why don't we start off with you, good sir? Tell us about yourself and your catty character that you are playing tonight.
All right. Obviously, as mentioned, my name is Jason. I will be playing Sylvia's Blackspot, who is a nice little trickery cleric, happy-go-lucky guy who likes to play tricks and has a little bit of sticky fingers among enemies, friends, anybody he sees, and a bit of a sweet tooth.
Indeed. It might be worth mentioning as well that you are playing a cleric of a particular deity, are you not?
Yes, sir.
Who might
I am
that deity
playing
be?
a cleric of Ricassus, or Ricassus.
Yes, indeed. A lovely and interesting little deity that I am glad that it's getting an opportunity to shine out here. Should be a whole lot of fun. Continuing things right along, my boy Ian. You got something planned. You got something planned for us tonight, don't you?
Yeah, hopefully it's fun, or at least not as annoying as it may be. What's up, everybody? I'm Ian, or your boy Big everywhere. I'm playing Merrick, the Hobgoblin Bard, College of Creation, who's kind of chill, just kind of here doing his thing, just trying to figure out what's gonna go on. So let's get it. I haven't switched to the voice yet, but
God help us when you do. I'm gonna have such. I'm just saying it now, guys. If I break tonight, it is 100% Ian's fault. 100%.
Yeah.
And continuing things along the top row, the lovely person that loves to save us from ourselves. Hi, Deb.
Hello. Here I am. I am playing Jax Varlow tonight. Jax is a bit of a gambler. They are somewhat deeply in debt and are trying to work off that debt by working as a party clown. And that is not making enough money to
I was just going to ask, is there a lot of money in party clowns?
There's really not. No.
Oh, okay.
So this is where we're at, and Jax will be trying to get some money to get some of the mob off of his heels.
We'll see how well that goes. And the amazing hat bearer tonight, Beth. Hi.
Hi, so glad to be here. This is going to be absolutely absurd, and I cannot wait. I'm Beth, and tonight I'm going to be playing Tobin Gearwright. He is a rock gnome artificer, and he's in a bit of a pickle too. He was granted some funds by the government to make some, defense, right? And possibly injured a lot of people when it blew up. So things really need to
like
go
a PPP loan.
Yeah. They're going to come calling, so hopefully this will all pan out.
Indeed. We'll find out, I guess. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I am Miko, by the way. I am Game Master for this lovely crew, and we shall find out very quickly if I am anywhere near as good as what these folks can manage to bring. The answer's no. In the meantime, thank you one and all for joining us tonight. Hope very much that you tune in next week for the second part to this episode. We also have a lot of other things going on here on the channel that I'm going to talk to you about at the end of the stream. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Are you guys ready to try to break me or pull off a heist? One of the two, or both, something like that.
Whatever comes first.
Whatever comes first. Indeed. Oh, I love that. All right, well, I say that we just dive right in here. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Oh, that wasn't right. What the heck? You know what? Let's just go back to there. Sorry about that. That's some weird graphic anomalies there. I'm gonna have to try to fix that later. In the meantime, welcome, brave souls, to the world of Ysterra. This lovely land where magic pulses through the very air that we breathe, and the unexpected lurks around every corner. In this realm of wonder and imagination, our story that we are about to tell this evening unfolds in the bustling city-state of Eskos, a place where fortunes are made and daring dreams are pursued. If you will, imagine this city alive with the vibrant spirit of renewals dawning, a holiday happening once every 4 years as the seasons unfold, and in this particular case, alighting the air with the scent of spring blossoms and the streets abuzz with anticipatory energy, from colorful banners fluttering in Adventure's Alley to lively chatter along the iron docks. The entire city of Eskos is alive with celebration. Renewal's dawning, a festive holiday marking the end of a long winter and the start of a fresh, hopeful spring. It's a time of reflection and new beginnings. The city transforms itself with each day of festivity dedicated to various traditions, reflection, unity, renewal, anticipation, all culminating to the final day, the dusk vigil, where paper lanterns are released into the sea of Entrescal, carrying away the cares of the previous year and welcoming a new year of possibility. Amid all of this grandeur and festivity, whispers of an extraordinary opportunity have begun to ripple through the city's underbelly. And that's where a interesting band of ne'er-do-wells and adventurers enter the scene, each with their own tales of woe, desires for a brighter future, even if it is just for themselves. Maybe it's the allure of wealth, maybe it's the thrill of a challenge, or whatever other secret motives that draw these four individuals close. The word on the street is that the Eskosin Merchants Consortium, a powerhouse of commerce in the city and in the region, is moving a veritable fortune in gold and gems from a record year of growth and profit. A carriage, more of a fortress than a mere transport, will be winding through the city, massive, powerful, heavily guarded, surrounded by spells and steel. It's a chance like no other, a heist that could turn anyone's fates around, set against the backdrop of the city's grandest festival. But be warned, the risks are as formidable as the rewards. A heist of this magnitude will not go unnoticed, and success demands cunning, skill, and perhaps just the touch of luck. Will they all rise to this challenge and claim fortune under the guise of Escos Grand Festival? Will this heist be a leap from the shadows of obscurity to the tales of legend? Gather around, everyone, as these individuals gather their wits, ready their skills, and prepare for a test of their very mettle.
The camera pans and it's us.
Yes.
And then there's these guys.
Wah, wah.
As our camera pans across this vibrant city where you see the many, many telltale marks of a metropolis of wonder and amazement, we find ourselves moving through the city further and further away from the center, further and further away from the hubs of commerce, the docks, the festivities, the people, and into perhaps some of the older portions of the city, to some of the places of the city where the alleys feel a little bit darker, where the places of business might be known to not be quite as trustworthy as other parts of the city, where the taverns might reek of a little bit more staleness in their air. We find ourselves stepping into the Crooked Mast, into a world forgotten by fortune. Heavy the air hangs with the scent of stale ale and the echoes of 1,000 stories best left untold. Look around and you can see the dim light of flickering torches casting long shadows across the uneven and stained wooden floor. Each rickety table a patchwork of knife marks and mysterious stains. They all have their own tale of brawls and whispered secrets. The bar stands worn and weathered like the old sailor behind it, serving up the absolute cheapest, most watered-down ale that you can find in all of Escos. But it's not the drinks that draw the crowd here, mind you. No, it's the company. A gathering of souls from the fringes of society, each nursing a glass and a tale of misfortune or misdeed. In the corners, shadowed and dim, you can catch snatches of hushed conversation, the clink of glasses, the occasional burst of raucous laughter, maybe the occasional punch thrown at someone drunkenly for some insult or other. This is no place for grander tales of faux heroism. No, this is a haven for those with nowhere else to go. A sanctuary for stories best forgotten. Here in the Crooked Mast, we find our band of ne'er-do-wells in their refuge, plotting their next move in the safety of obscurity. My friends, please describe for us this lot of downtrodden folk huddled around a rickety table, and what they look like and what they're doing in this exact moment in the Crooked Mast.
Silius is sitting there. He's tabaxi. He's wearing, he's kind of dark brown fur with some black marks occasionally on his head. He has tiny, tiny little ears that are folded over. Can barely see him with the fur. He's wearing kind of a colorful blouse tied around the waist, got some almost like cargo pants on. All the pockets seem to be full of different little things. You can hear marbles moving around in one of them. Occasionally he swipes his tail at somebody to try to distract them a little bit. Might reach and put some coins in their pocket or candy or take some coins, depending on if he's feeling up to it at the moment. He seems to be generally happy, looking around.
Ian, you seem to be chomping at the bit.
I'm not. I really am. I'm having such a great time already. But so Merrick's a hobgoblin. He's smaller, so he's kind of just like hopped up on a stool and kind of leaning back, and he's wearing somewhat plain clothes, more so of kind of like a sweater type deal or cardigan structure that kind of shifts between colors depending on what's going on. And right now he's just leaning on the on the bench, and he's looking over at Sylvan. He's like, yeah, man, I was there when the festivals first started. It was it was as big as this before, but yeah, it was crazy. I used to live over there, man. It was crazy, man. Wow, man, it's warm in here.
You're older than I thought you were.
Yeah, no, I've been around. Me and my dad and my family, they're super important, man. Like big. I just wanted to come out and do my art. And he pulls out a little pan flute, and he's like, yeah, this is just my passion, so this is why I came out here. He starts going for it at the table.
As soon as you start blowing on that, you hear from across the bar, "Hey, keep that shit down."
Nee, I'm sorry. I'm just don't want to harsh the vibes, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great. I like your playing.
Yeah, well, most people don't. It doesn't pay as much. I could call my dad, but then it's not really why I came out here. It's just warm in here. Is it just me, or I just so many people?
It's a bit warm.
Okay, man, how are you? And he's like looking away. Like he's talking to you, but he's like looking away.
Are you talking to them?
You don't hear that?
No, I hear what?
What? You were saying something? What's wrong with you, man? This is playing around. Come on. And
I thought you were talking to Jax.
He's still looking around.
Speaking of Jax.
Jax is sitting at the table. They are flipping a coin between their fingers in the way that magicians do, and is occasionally making it disappear and then reappear. They are tall. They look like a human. If you've ever seen The Princess and the Frog, they look a lot like Dr. Facilier. So very tall, wearing a coat and tails, with a vest and no shirt under it. And they have a top hat that they occasionally wear, and like to look a little fancy. And they are just sitting there, looking around at the assembled crowd in this dank place, and are noticing that the people here probably don't have more than 2 coins to rub together, and so probably Jax won't manage to get any of them to gamble with them, but are always looking for someone who is willing to play cards or roll some dice.
Sitting across from you, Jax, is Tobin, similarly propped up on some books or another stool or something like Merrick, and he's working on something on the table, but he's holding like a screwdriver, and he'll just sort of point at you with it, but won't look up from what he's doing, and just say, I bet you 5 gold that you can't get heads on that coin. I don't know. You look like you're
gold?
itching for something.
Yeah,
5 gold.
Great. And I will immediately flip a coin.
Heads.
Flip it. Roll a d10. If you get a 6 or better, it comes up heads. If you get a 5 or less, it comes up tail.
Better luck next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you that 5 gold later because I'm a little short right now.
It was just for fun.
Double or nothing?
Maybe later. And Tobin is a very small rock gnome. He looks like if it were human years, he'd be probably like 65 or something. He's got thick eyebrows and his hair's a little bit messy, kind of streaked with gray, big old round glasses, and he's wearing suspenders and a vest, and he's got like a bandolier of tools and other items. There are some pouches, and he's currently working on what looks like a little creature in front of him, just sort of screwing things, sort of making adjustments on a very large ear of what looks like a mechanical fennec fox, fairly small, but just sitting right in front of him. It is currently rendered inert and just sort of stands there stiffly as he makes some adjustments.
Hey man, you've been working on that for a while. Does that thing move or something? And it's kind of like, well, it's funny because the table is like here from where Matt is sitting. So he comes up, he's like, hey man, you've been working on that for a while. Does it work?
The only reason that Tobin can see is because he's standing on his chair, because he's busy working at it. Of course it works. I just have to make a few adjustments.
Like what? It hasn't moved in like 20 minutes, man. That's crazy.
He's sleeping.
Five gold that he blows it up.
I mean, you have a problem.
I mean,
what, me blowing things up or Jack?
Yes, yeah, it's
letting their life away.
He was talking about you and the explosions.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see that.
I mean, at least your eyebrows grew back after the last one.
That's true.
that
was-
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was there when that happened, man. It was crazy.
Hair grows back. I'm not concerned about it.
I imagine that Tobin has found some alchemist within the city that specializes in cream that he can put on the various parts of his body to get his hair to grow back.
Works like a charm. He's actually got a tube of it in his bandolier, just in case. You never know when you'll need it. Cat.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a kitty.
hey, Jax. Remember the last time Tobin made that bet with me?
I mean, it was quite something. Tobin, you really got to work on the, getting things not to blow up before you want them to.
We're getting them to move.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It can move.
Where? Make it move.
He'll put away, his screwdriver, sort of readjust the fennec fox in front of him, kind of do like a little twist of both of his ears, and he sort of springs to life. And the ears kind of like they do some, radar shit.
Sylvius jumps back just in case.
And it's got this like strange metal tail that sort of fluffs off of it. Everything is chrome. When you're outside, it kind of almost looks white in the light, but it just sort of sits there, and the mechanical tail clicks gently as it sort of wags back and forth slowly.
Jax is gonna cast minor illusion of a little rabbit in front of it.
I'll look. Its head immediately turns, and I'll just say, "Finnick, now sit. Don't do anything. We're trying to prove a point. So if you could just stay there and not explode, that would be very helpful."
Roll a
And it just
d20
sort of
for me,
sits there.
Beth.
Oh, shit. Okay. It's a 10.
One of the Fennec's ears, the one that's closest to you, just kind of twitches in your direction, and then it like spins a full 360 degrees, and then just like plops off and lands on the table.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll get that back on there. Don't mind. Just talk amongst yourselves. And he'll sort of get back to putting the ears on. Finnick
At least
the
it didn't
Fennec fox.
explode. Didn't explode this time.
Jax
It's already hot enough in here.
suddenly hands over a little, like, basically dentist-looking tool out of nowhere, and is like, "Hey, did you need this?"
I've been looking for that. Just give me this. And I'll actually use it to like clean some like dust out of a few like, metal creases in the Fennec fox. You have a nasty habit of that. Just
I needed it. I was borrowing it for just some stuff.
something. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well.
They were scratching their butt with it, man. I saw it. I was there.
It just gets that itch like nothing else does.
You do what you gotta do, man. I
Yeah,
get it.
I know.
Wouldn't be the first one to use it for that purpose.
That's disgusting.
Are you saying, Beth, that your little gnome does not sanitize their tools?
Well, after itching their butt with it, then maybe. But sometimes, there are itches you can't really reach. So, gotta do what you gotta do.
Boiling oil would
I
be
can't
very
believe that
handy
this
for
is where we're going right now with this story. Jesus Christ.
Where are
you
you,
guys.
girls?
Oh, boy.
I firmly expected and appreciate the off the rails that this group is for certain to partake upon. So,
Yes.
as you all are sitting there, Deb, please give me a perception check.
$19.
19.
Nice.
A shadowy figure enters the bar. Tall, human man, wearing fairly nice clothes considering the establishment that he just walked into. He has very, very, very tall boots on that come up just to below his knee. Polished, pristine, immaculate black boots. He has a vest and long hair pulled back into a tight bun at the back of his head. And he looks over, or scans the room, essentially. And as he looks around, his eyes rest upon your table. And very pointedly, Jax, you lock eyes with him. You don't know who this man is. You've never seen him before. But you've seen that look. You've seen the demeanor. You've seen someone here to collect something. And he stares at you for several long moments before opening his mouth ever so slightly to reveal a number of golden-colored teeth, capped in metallic gold. Smile broad across his face. He takes a couple of steps towards your table. As he takes a couple of steps, the bartender, the old, wizened, we'll call him, sailor that has owned this establishment for who knows how many decades at this point. Nobody knows for certain just how old he is, but he stopped sailing quite some time ago. He clears his throat, and the well-dressed, gold-toothed man glances over in his direction. There's a moment of tense relief taking place between them, and the sailor just shakes his head as he's polishing his glass holds up the glass in front of him and says, no business here. Your crew know that. You gotta wait. There's a pause. The smile, the golden teeth diminish. Turns into a bit of a serious expression as he looks back in Jax's direction. Just goes up, scratches the side of his nose ever so slightly, and nods at Jax before turning on his heel and heading out the door.
Shit.
Is that a friend of yours?
Nope. I've never seen him before in my life, but I think he's bad news.
He seemed to know you.
Yeah, a lot of people know me.
What do
Did you
you get
hire a
those teeth?
clown recently?
I probably owe him some money. Probably owe him a lot of money, or his boss a lot of money. I don't know. It's not good.
You can get out of here, okay?
Yeah. I mean,
Say it with confidence.
You seem
Yes.
nervous, man. What's the problem? Just go talk to him.
I really don't want my legs to get broke, so,
Why would he break your legs? What's...
because I don't know if you heard this the first time, but I owe his boss a lot of money. These
Was
are
he
not
part of the
the
clown
type of
guild?
Yeah, something like that. Yep. So I need to make some money fast.
You don't mess with the clown mafia.
They're terrifying. Honestly.
Wait till they send the mimes.
Oh no!
Yes. I've
You'll
heard
never hear
stories
him coming.
about mimes. Right. Yes. It's horrifying, and I can't even. You joke about it, but it's not good. So,
We can all figure this out. Let's just go talk to him. And then Merrick hops down from his farts and he starts
no. Oh, that's
What?
a bad idea.
no, and he just keeps going.
Oh, no.
As Merrick is reaching to the front door, about to leave the crooked mast, a small halfling man comes flying in the front door. Not like flying like he was thrown in the front door, but just with reckless abandon, just bursts through the front door. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw for me, Merrick, or it could be that or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Let's go Dex. As I expected, that's 13.
Okay. The halfling barrels straight into you, just slams into you. The two of you tumble ass over whatever, end over end, backwards, just splayed out on the floor. This pile of halfling and Merrick splayed out on the ground. There is a yelp of pain that comes from ass over tea kettle. That's it. That comes from the halfling. This individual is an individual that you recognize, Jax. You see your good friend Tillo Underfoot. He got the nickname. Underfoot is not his actual surname, but he got that nickname because obvious. And you do recognize your friend Tillo, who you have, run odd jobs with. He when he was a teenager, he was a bit of a sneak thief in the past, and seemed for the moment anyway exuberantly excited until he slammed into Merrick, and the two of them find themselves sprawled out on the ground, a tangled wreck. as he is like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. That's
okay.
my
It's
knee,
okay, man.
That's my knee.
fine.
Ow!
Got all
Ow!
over my sweater, man.
Oh.
Jeez.
You pick yourself up off of the ground, and he just kind of scoots away from you, holding his knee. He's like, oh.
Tillo,
Okay.
you know better than to fly into a place like this.
Jax! And
Yeah,
he like
hey, bud.
screams your name and forgets the pain in his knee and just bolts towards your table, vaults basically off of Merrick as he runs over to you and says, oh, Jax, I got it. I got it.
You got it? All right, spill.
Okay. And he just kind of looks around, and the entire establishment, which is like, 10 other people in the place, are all looking directly at him, right? At all of you, at this just chaos. And he's just looking around wide-eyed, and he reaches down into his vest, and he pulls out this parchment. It's like, I got it. This is it. This is exactly what we need. And he just slams it on the ground and unfolds it. As he unfurls this parchment, you guys can see a very detailed map of Escos. And it's, Jax, you would know quite clearly, Tillo did not make this. He is nowhere near capable of making something of this quality. And as he's unfurling it, he's like, got my hands on this beauty just for you. Go ahead and roll an insight check too. And as he's unfurling it, you can see this immaculate, wonderful depiction of the city of Escos. Very detailed markings of all of the prominent buildings and structures and streets and everything. It's just perfectly made. And there seems to be, in red ink, a specific trail through the streets, a line that courses from one side of the city to the other. What'd you get on that insight check?
18.
Yeah, it wasn't just for you. As he is unfurling it and showing it, he's like, this is it. This is it. This is the big chance that you've been waiting for. Every turn, every alley, every guard rotation, it's all here. I got it all.
Where the fuck did you get this?
What do you mean, where the fuck did I get this? My cousin. I told you about this. He's in there. He's in there. He's in there. The consortium has
He's in the map.
Who the fuck's this guy?
Hey, man. Nice to meet you. I'm Merrick.
Yeah, this is Merrick. Silvius.
Oh. And he kind of looks around at all of you and he says, oh. All right. Well,
Tobin. This is Tillo.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Nice to meet you, man. What is that nice little picture you got there?
Duh. It's a map. Why do...
No sense in the vibe? I don't
They're
really
cool.
much appreciate it.
Are you sure they're cool? Because,
They're cool.
like,
Trust me.
this isn't for nobodies, man.
I mean, you already put it out in front of us. You might as well
Do
keep
I look
going.
like a nobody? Would I hang around with a nobody? Come on. Apart
No.
from you.
Might I also point out
Hey.
that we're sitting on the floor? We might...
You're
Like-
sitting on the floor. I'm standing up. I don't know what you're doing.
Point taken.
All right, look. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't come to you first.
I know you, Tillo.
But do you know what happened? Do you know what happened to
Everybody turned you
Droban?
down because
No. Droban and his crew wanted this. Droban and his crew, they needed this. Drobin got pinched last night.
Drobin.
He
Who's
got
Drobin?
pinched. He's now sitting in a cell in the Iron Docks because he was dumb.
Well, yeah.
So guess
Who
what
else
that
did you go
means?
to?
Who else did I go to? I came to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
no, I didn't come to you. Fine.
Yeah.
Look, okay. There's a few people that lack insight, that lack the ability to see what's in front of them. But Drobin wanted this. I'm not bullshitting you. This was his job. Not his job no more. And as long as you're willing to cut me in for 20%, it's your job.
Cut you in as in you're gonna help.
I got all the information here. And I got a man on the inside.
Information is not what 20%.
I got a man on the inside.
Yeah,
He's taking a
and
cut
then-
too. I gotta pay him, and I'll pay him. That'll come out of my 20%. See?
Young man, you said you've presented this to several people. Doesn't seem very safe if everyone in town knows about this.
Of course it's
Do
not
they
safe.
also pinch people too?
Did they what? Excuse
Do
me?
they pinch people too?
Do you want me to pinch you?
I mean, we just met, man. Calm down.
I mean, okay. I get it. Sure. All right. If you guys don't want, wealth beyond measure, and he starts
wait,
starts
hold
rolling up the map.
Hold on.
Money is a construct, man.
He's not laughing, by the way. That's me. He stops about halfway, and then he points his finger at the top of the map at a symbol. Points it. You guys know what that is?
I'll take
Two
a look.
Do we know
Quills?
what that is?
You look and you see a symbol of two quills crossed over an open ledger set against a backdrop of a golden scale. You guys can roll a history check if you like.
I will.
Yes. 6.
That's a
12?
fail. That's a fail.
8.
Actually, I think Merrick would have advantage on this because of his background. What did 14? Okay.
14 as well.
All right. So, the two of you are able to recognize quite clearly the internal symbol for the Escosan Council of Commerce, which is basically a government organization that is responsible for all taxation of all businesses in the entire city. And for what it's worth, I should make mention, the city of Escos has it's a wealthy city. A poor person in this city would be middle class in most other, yes, a poor person here is middle class in other places. There is no real poverty here. There are several gold and gemstone mines in the nearby vicinity, along with one of the largest shipping operations in the entire Sea of Entrescal that all operate out of the city. It is wealthy, at the least. And so the Council of Commerce is responsible for collecting exorbitant amounts of money from businesses that don't really like to give up money. And as you two in particular see that symbol, it clicks in your minds as to what's happening this year. This year marks one of the most wealth-producing years in the entire history of Escos. It's been in the news here and there. Merrick, you visited one of your cousins recently, who's very close to your father and all of that, and they talked about record profits and the like. And there's an implication here that this map is related to the council and their transportation of a particular array of riches that have been collected. A depository carriage. And if even a fraction of the revenues for the year are inside of such a carriage, it would be a tremendous amount of money. So as this young-looking halfling puts his finger down on the symbol, he looks around the table and he says, "This is legit. I got this from the planner, from the guy who planned the route, made all the arrangements, and one of the guardsmen just happened to get sick a couple of days ago, and a very, very close friend of mine just happened to take his place."
Does sound rather appealing.
Be a lot of gold. Really good challenge, which could be a lot of fun.
It is insanely risky.
Oh, sure. But that's the fun of it.
Since when do
You
you
gotta-
care about risk?
I
You gotta
mean,
be fucking kidding me, man. I'm not doing this. this real. Looking around, table, looking around. Are you serious? Like, this is the man. Like, this is the guy.
Well, that's why you stick it to him.
yeah.
Other ways.
That
like,
is a good point, Sylvius.
no,
Yeah.
just tagging walls and playing songs too loudly, man. But this is murder to us.
Who said anything about murder? I didn't
Dude,
say it. Did you hear? Did anyone hear murder come out of my mouth? No.
I did
No.
not hear murder.
You don't want
Did I?
murder. You don't
Right.
want bloodshed. You know the route that it's taking. I know the guy doing the driving. You got an opportunity here. You catch it, you run off with it, you hide away for a little while, and do you know how much money those fat cats have been taken out of the pockets of the people? Come
As
on.
much as they can.
It's a lot. It is a lot, man.
As you all know, I'm in a bit of a pickle, financially speaking. And this sounds manageable, truly.
I don't always trust your risk assessment, Tobin.
And I don't trust yours.
That's fine. You know, I get myself into some pickles as well, as we've seen just today by the
I'm
gentleman
starting to
who
get
came through the door.
Well, and if
hungry. I
he's
want
going
a
to be...
pickle. Can we get a pickle, man?
Get one for me while you're at it.
I'm just gonna get a pickle.
So, you're afraid
You come back a
of
minute
Jack's-
later with a couple of soggy
Yeah.
dill pickles.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's garlicky, delightful.
Yeah, it's real good.
Jax, you're afraid of having your legs broken by the gold tooth man.
I also don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail when we probably inevitably get caught.
Oh, you don't gotta
What
worry
else are
about
you
that.
doing with your life?
Wait,
I won't
what?
get called.
Wait, go back to
Hello?
what you said. Why won't we worry about that, man?
I mean, you're not gonna go to jail if they catch you.
tell
Oh,
them.
kill
Tell
us.
them what's gonna
That's
happen.
why.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Tell what?
We're not gonna go to jail because there will be nothing to take to jail because they're gonna murder us.
Why would No. They would just erase you.
What?
Yeah. It's fine.
Here's the
just don't
thing,
get caught.
though, Tillo. You're not taking any of the risk here. So I need you to shut up for a second. Well, the people here who are going to be taking the risk, talk it out. Unless you've got
Sylvia's-
some brilliant ideas for us.
I mean,
Sylvie's-
I do,
other than
but I
don't
guess
get
you don't
caught.
want to hear them, so.
I mean, God.
Will you please talk to Jax?
I mean,
This should
Listen,
be-
I'm not I'm in, right? I need this. I just think
Well,
that
we can think about it. I'm not saying we go right now. I'm just
Well,
saying.
Well,
I
no,
mean, it's
you
not
got to go in
moving
the
yet.
you got to go in the morning.
Yeah.
Perfect. See,
Okay.
that's plenty of time.
Tell us more.
Well, I mean, the route's tomorrow, right? Like
Yeah.
tomorrow's day 4. Tomorrow's when the celebration, when everything kind of peters down for a little bit. The crowds are a little bit less voluminous. Like people are doing their gift exchanges, all that kind of stuff, right? So tomorrow is when they're moving the cargo.
Right. Talk to me about guards. Talk to me about numbers. Talk to me about, you got the route planned out, but I need more.
Well, you got 2 guards on the top. I mean,
Great.
nothing you can do about that, right? You got the 2 guards hanging off the side. They're kind of latched in, so they're not going anywhere. They're not going to be chasing you or anything like that. You just got to deal with their crossbows. No big deal. And you got the driver. One of my guy is one of the guys on the top.
Wait, I thought
And
your guy
what
was the
exactly-
I
driver.
thought your guy was the driver, man.
Oh, that was the guy I got the map from, man. Listen, come on.
So you have 2. No, wait. I'm just.
How are we going to know which guy is your guy so that we don't do something stupid?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just deal with him. He'll be fine.
He probably wants him going anyway, so he doesn't have to pay a cut.
I told you not to kill anybody.
Well, how do you
Then
expect for
you're
us to
not
deal
killing.
with him, man, and just get real loud?
I don't.
Merrick, keep it down.
You
We're
deal
trying.
with them.
Man, I'm
Have
just
you never
freaking
pulled
out
off a
on
job
this.
before, dude?
I'm
This is
the
a big
harbinger of
job.
vibes.
We're small scale.
Okay.
Like, here's your. Does he have a coin purse on him by chance? Or did he?
No.
I pull out my pan flute. I'm nervous fluting, man.
All right. Listen, flute boy. Jobs like this, you do your best not to resort to violence. Right? You knock people away. You put people to sleep. You do whatever you gotta do to not do the murdering. Because the moment that you start murdering people, the moment the heat doubles.
Well, it is already hot in here.
Merrick, we just need a good you're good at distraction, I'm good at distraction. We'll put on some sort of performance to distract everyone. Get in, get
All of
out.
our skills combined, we could definitely do something here.
Sure.
Wait, so okay, just for my understanding, your guy is the man on the top, but then you got the map from the driver, man? Like,
Well, yeah.
Does the driver know that we're going to be
No.
taking this?
No.
Okay.
then why did he give you the map?
He didn't
If he
give
didn't-
me the map. I took it from him. I'm a
All right,
thief.
clarification, man. I just want to know before I step in. I'm sorry.
Actually, that does bring up a question I have. If he doesn't have the map, will they resort to another route, perhaps, at some point? Does he have 2
No.
maps? Nobody made a copy?
This is a copy.
Ah, see, there's information that you should have started off with, man.
What does it matter?
Come on. That
We're just trying to get our ducks in a row. If you want your 20%, we have to be successful. So please just answer our questions.
All right. What else you got then?
Take a look at the map and look at the route. See if I recognize like landmarks or anything on it.
Yeah. It's taking kind of a circuitous route. It seems to be sticking away from the several major roads that kind of traverse the entirety of the city. It's definitely the route you would take if you were trying to move through the city with something precious.
I apologize. I'm going to put myself out there. Circuitous? Like perimeter? They're avoiding a direct path. Is that my understanding?
Yeah.
Cool. It's not a Ysterra stream if I don't learn a new word.
They're not stopping anywhere. Is there a good spot for us to...
I mean, they're not supposed to stop, but that doesn't mean they can't stop.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, we can figure something out, man. I think it'd be kind of fun. We could stretch our legs a little bit. I could do some fluting, maybe some lights, dancing lights.
We will find definitely some opportunity for you to do some flute, Merrick.
Yeah.
Miko, given what... ooh, raiders!
Hey,
Heyo.
thanks for the raid, Dirty Rollers. Welcome
Raiders.
in. Welcome in.
Excellent. Yeah, Miko, given the holiday and everything, do we know, based on this route, how busy do we expect the streets to be?
So you kind of you ask that out loud, right? And
How busy are the streets going to be?
Tillo says, well, I mean, this will be when there's a lot of folk in church, and the folk that don't go to church or that do, like, you know, evening ceremonies and such, they're going to be mostly at home. Or there will be some people out on the street. I mean, it's Escos, right? There's always people, right? Everywhere you go, there's
Sure.
freaking people. And there's going to be a decent number of people at the Archfield, right? Because, you know, the game and everything. But, I mean, there will be some people out for sure. They're planning this with the least number of people that they can possibly muster, right? So,
You have any idea who the guards are that maybe we could try to replace some?
You know, we just got the one guy, right? Man.
yeah,
Just the
I
one
mean,
guy.
my friend is in there. My guess is, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I love the initiative in that. You got to be careful with these people, right? Like, we're not talking about a friendly bunch that's gonna, you know, just turn you over to the Silver Guard if you get caught. You know what I mean? And so if weird things start happening around the time that they need to depart, you know, like last minute guard changes and such, they might think the gig is up.
Okay, that makes sense, actually. Deals may not be that bad. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of people on the streets, man. We just kind of cause a distraction. We'll have somebody go in there, cut a hole. We'll take the loot out, and then we'll be done. We might be able to even get lunch.
Yeah.
What type of wagon?
About the whole thing. I don't know if you've ever seen the Consortium's armored carriage, but it's not easy to crack. Right? Now, its one weak spot might be the lock. If you got something that can, like, break locks and stuff off the door, you might be able to do that quickly, but you ain't cutting into it. You're not going to be able to just, you know, drop a hole underneath the carriage. I like the initiative, though. I mean, that's some good thinking, at least. This is we're on the right track now. This is good. This is good. How good are you folk at riding horses?
Oh,
Are you kidding? Look at me.
Merrick looks at his body. He's like, "You
I've ridden a
serious,
horse
man?"
before. Yeah. I don't know about the
Is there
rest of these chucklefucks.
Large
but, you know.
dog somewhere that I could choose to ride?
I mean, a pony or something, dude. Like, come on, man.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. I'm just thinking this thing don't stop unless it's forced to stop, right? So if you gotta keep up with it, you're probably not going to be able to keep up with 4 giant Clyde's horses drawing this thing, because they're going to be hauling butt with a heavy load. So you might need some speed. And you know what? Since I'm taking 20%, I can arrange the transportation for you. You wanted a doggo? I can do a doggo. You wanted a pony? So I could probably do a pony. Something like a pony. Horses for you, Catman? Yeah?
Something
Yeah.
like a pony, I love it.
All right.
This thing don't stop. Well, looks like we're gonna rob an armored carriage, you guys. That's crazy, man. Jeez. Oh, okay, here we go.
Now, I ain't going to tell you how to do your job or nothing. But if it were me, I might take the map and, I don't know, walk the route tonight.
It'd be good to find
was actually
a
gonna
space that's
think about
tight. Maybe we can block it.
Set some traps. I was thinking the same thing.
That could be
Dig a
smart.
hole.
The old trench in the road.
Yeah, man, we could probably do something. Miko, do I know somebody who has things like a procure of things such as that go boom, or anything?
You got Tobin
And
sitting right across the road.
I'm right here.
The table from
Oh.
you. That might be the closest thing you've got to that sort of thing.
Okay.
Remember, you guys don't exactly have a ton of connections, and you don't
Right.
have a lot of time either. So,
Okay, I was thinking something small. Hey, Tobin, you can make something that makes like a lot of sound, but that doesn't like really hurt anybody, man. Like maybe this
Well, it can make
carriage,
sound
I
if
assume,
we
is
need.
being pulled by horses.
yeah, four giant Clydesdale-like horses was described to you.
Something spook the horses, man. They're just kind of like freak
Just
out.
like a little mechanical mouse or something.
Maybe we put some caltrops
No.
in the road.
Some big.
That could
Wow.
do something.
All right, fuck it. We're gonna do this, and I just like scramble to try to get the map, but again, the table's like this, so it's like just hands. Are we doing this?
Go, little guy.
Tilo
Sylvius
just
will
puts
help
his hand
Eric
on the
up
map.
his
He's like,
lap.
hang on there, buddo. Hang on there, bud. I ain't
Here,
gonna
come on
just
up here, Merrick.
I ain't just gonna hand
I'm on the
you
table.
the map. And he just kind of rolls it up with one hand. And he looks at Jax. You know what this means if you take this. You're committing.
I know what it means.
All right. And he hands Jax the map.
All right.
What does this mean?
So tomorrow morning then, I'll bring by your beasts of burden right out front here. And I'll wish you well. And good luck.
Bring some snacks too, man. Jeez.
Tilo, you're a scoundrel.
Yeah.
Thanks for this.
You know. You were the fourth person. I
Even
came
though
to.
you didn't come to me first.
Well, of course I'm not going to come to you first. Look at the
Yeah,
chuckle fucks you hang out with.
These are.
Hey.
I told you already. They're
Picking my
okay.
teeth.
I mean, Merrick, you know, he's.
Hey, look, you pull this off, that might
You will
change.
never say a bad word
that's-
about us again.
No, because that changes fates, man.
Yeah.
That changes fates.
Yeah, man. Changes fates, dude.
He like
Life's a grand illusion.
hesitantly fist bumps Merrick.
Yeah.
Looks over at Jax. Huh?
Yeah. It's a thing. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, get some sleep if you can, because you're gonna need it. And he just salutes and like dances his way out of the tavern. The pain of his
I love
knee
it.
completely gone.
Hey, Tobin, he gave me an idea. If we make it out of this, you should like make chairs that elevate. So, like you can just bring a chair to the bar and like, lift yourself up to the table.
I have made something that it's able to change its height, which is very helpful. I obviously need it, but having it be portable would be very interesting.
What's wrong with my height, man?
Write this down.
You can't get to
What?
the table.
I'm at the table right now, man. What are you talking about?
Just so
If you
can.
could see over the table instead of just,
What are you guys? What are you insinuating, man?
Let's
I
not overburden him with thought.
that's...
No, it was for the halfling.
Yep.
Yeah. What?
Okay, we need to. This is a conversation for another day, because we have got to focus on this, because this shit is serious.
Oh, 1 second. Wait here. And Sylvius will get up and go look outside to see if the gold tooth guy is waiting around there.
He is not.
Okay. We'll come back. Well, looks like it's a good time to get out of here if we're going to. I don't see your friend out there.
You're muted, Ian.
Sure, he's nearby.
I couldn't tell if he was muted or purposefully not talking aloud.
It's purposely muted.
Oh,
Damn it.
No, it wasn't. No, I was muted on purpose. I went, yeah, well, should we go find your friend, man, and be like, hey, we can pay you back,
No,
man? Like, we got the thing.
Oh,
We'll do that once we've got the cash.
Sure, it's probably smart.
Oh,
Until
that
then, if you
does-
see him around, do not approach.
I have a rather important question.
Oh?
If we manage to pull this off, how are we supposed to transport this? These are heavy coins, and if it's the volume
Yeah.
that we've talked about, it's not easy to move. I can only carry so much.
I mean, why don't we just take the wagon?
That's not
Get it?
exactly discreet.
Why don't we
hide it?
Why don't we
Find
take our
someplace
own
to hide.
wagon, man?
Also, I realize that riding a dog through the streets is maybe not discreet either.
Oh,
I should
man.
probably just sit on a horse with one of you.
That's why I asked for a pony, man. It's just little. It's a little horse.
I don't know what I was thinking. I got caught up in the moment.
Well, Tillo is definitely going to show up with a dog, so
Yeah.
maybe we can
I
put
love
the dog
dogs.
to good use. I don't know.
It sounds like you're going to harm the dog, but we can talk about
What
that later.
What about our own wagon? We can put it to the other horses, and we just kind of push from one wagon to another, and then you guys just boogie on out of there, man.
Well, I guess we need to figure out how we're going to either stop this thing or do our job with it moving. Do we force them to stop in the middle of the road or change direction? Or
That's why I was thinking
we should
I think-
probably go out there and check it out.
Yeah, let's go walk it.
Let's go
and
walk it,
see
yeah.
what we find.
we're going
I
to
have
need
a
time
plan.
no matter what once we get to
I
the
don't know if you
wagon.
guys would like it.
What'd you say, Ian?
You got a plan?
No, it's everyone's talking, and he's just like, I mean, I got a plan. I could probably do something.
All right. What's the plan?
Everybody stops when somebody's in danger, man. So I could just roll out into the middle of the road, play it up a little bit. Who's just gonna pass on by when somebody's hurting, man? In this economy? No.
Exactly in this economy. They'll run right over you.
No, that's not. Okay, maybe not that, but we'll figure something out.
Right.
Let's go look at the road.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
understand the sentiment. You should think through that, though.
I mean, there's more to it, out of character. Like we can talk about, but keep going.
Also-
We're looking at the road.
I might be overthinking this, but should we perhaps not walk the exact route directly the entire way right now?
I mean, I
Showing
wouldn't
ourselves.
stand there with the map out and walk it that way.
Right. Yes.
looking.
Yes.
Might be
So-
Does anybody have anything to where we can like transcribe the map to something smaller to where it's like not so obvious or anything like that? No? Okay.
Sure.
I'm thinking too much.
Easily enough done. For the sake of expediency, I'll move things along here for a second. As you all depart from the Crooked Mast Tavern, you take a little bit of time. Actually, somebody needs to do an investigation check on the map. Someone else can
I
assist
would
with
love
that,
to.
but at least one of you needs to actually take an honest and, sincere look at the details of the map. So if someone would like to make an investigation check associated to that, someone else, if you're proficient in investigation, could lend a hand and provide assistance, giving advantage on the roll. So
I would love to take a look at this. It's just a
I'm
large
Half
schematics of the
proficiency
city.
and
That
also
works.
advantage. So
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Better. Yes. I have full proficiency, but advantage.
no. You
you
roll.
would
I'm
gain
giving you
advantage from
I would,
Jax
I would
assisting
gain
you.
advantage. Yes. Okay, all right. I will take a look at the map.
Yeah, so go ahead and
Let
roll
us
an
see.
investigation check with advantage then, as Tobin and Jax take a few moments to look over
Nice.
That's a 23.
the map. Nice. Very nice. You are 100% certain that you are looking at a magical facsimile of the original map. Whatever Tillo used to actually create this replica, it was not done with a hand. And if it was done with the most immaculate skill that you have ever seen ever in your life. So you're fairly certain that it was magic that allowed such a replica duplication to be created. And as you are looking over the map, you can tell fairly clearly that the circuitous route that is being taken is... it's not what you would expect for someone attempting to haul a massive amount of wealth. In your mind, you would probably want to get to your destination the absolute quickest way possible. This is not doing that. And so you take a few moments, you pull out your own shitty map of the city, like something that you got, that you like pilfered out of some tour guide's pocket once, those kinds of maps that, not drawn to scale, things are definitely kind of out of whack and whatnot, and very much, look like a grade schooler drew them. You have one of those in your pocket, and so you pull that out and you kind of draw in the route so that you guys aren't, as you said, walking down the street holding out this giant map. And the four of you begin walking the route.
I'm wondering if we might not be the only ones going after this haul. Either it was planned that way, or your gold-toothed friend might already be privy to this, but the fact that they sort of meander through the city doesn't quite make sense.
Using my passive perception, do I notice anything that's like that? Which is a 17, is my passive.
Duly noted, we'll get there.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah,
Is your
so
friend trustworthy?
as you guys are traversing the route that this is taking, as much as you all, are not necessarily the most adept thieves in all of Escos, you still are ne'er-do-wells and have at least some semblance of intelligence enough to stick to the shadows and not walk the exact block for block route that this thing is taking, and the like. And you're doing things to make yourselves not look suspicious, and such. The suns have set on the horizon, and so darkness has moved in. But one of the moons is full tonight, and so there's lots of ambient light for you to traverse the streets with. And as you are following the route, particularly to you, Merrick, with your passive perception being what it is, it becomes very clear why this route is what it is. There isn't really any way that you can stop this carriage. It's a route that is meant to, if there is something obstructing up ahead, there's an easy diversion for it to take, to go around whatever that obstruction might be. The reason that everything is so circuitous, as it becomes apparent to Merrick anyway, and perhaps to the rest of you as well, is so it can't be stopped. It's so that any attempts to waylay the carriage are minimized to the utmost.
Well, this is gonna be pretty hard, man. There's multiple places that this carriage can go. He looks at the map again. This is made to where they don't have to stop, man. Like, this is, if they can't straight shot this way, they can go this way, like pointing on the map and like looking at things.
I don't think that limits us all that much. I mean, we could force their hand, like we had said, perhaps block a certain route so they have to choose something else, or we just work around it. Don't make them stop at all. We can figure it out.
Oh, well, yeah. Would it be too much to like push them into a direction we want them to go? Yeah, like it's where, you know.
Yeah, if you blow up one street, they'll take the other, and maybe
But then we
we'll have.
That seems
We want them to take that
Loud.
up the street.
It's
because
a
we're gonna blow them up
hypothetical.
there.
I'm not saying we blow it up. I mean,
I
there are
say we-
illusions,
I say
and
we blow it up, man. I like that.
I also kind of think we should blow it up, but you know.
There should be at least one thing that we blow up.
Maybe.
Sylvius, what do you think? I feel like I'm getting a lot of resistance from these two, and I could use some support.
What are you talking about, man? I was telling you that I want to blow something up, man. What the hell?
It's hard to tell. You're so relaxed all the time. Normally, when people talk about blowing things up, they're a bit more excited.
I'm the curator of vibes, man. I just, just kind of keep it real steady. But I'm with you. I like.
We'll
to blow
talk about that
something up.
sometime.
I'm up for blowing
thoughts.
stuff up as long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
good.
Sure.
God, I'm not supposed to be the reasonable one of this group.
And yet, once
Deb.
again, here we are.
Deb, come on.
Why do you
It'll be
think I
okay.
introduce you? How do I introduce you at the beginning of every session?
Oh man.
Listen, I like that you want to blow stuff up. I think it's great. This might not be the job for that. Because
And that's
if we
fine.
get caught, it's game over.
Listen, there are no bad ideas. We just have to pick the right sort of bad idea. The least bad. The most best.
Yes, that I can get behind.
I mean, I think it's going to be kind of obvious with us chasing the wagon down the streets that something's going on.
We should think about that.
That's why we direct them, man, and like where we want them to go.
Yeah, I think
Where-
we need to be ahead of the wagon.
The head of the
I'm fine with that.
wagon, man.
Honestly, we should probably look at the map and figure out routes for us to catch back up to the wagon.
Yeah, if we need to get
Given-
ahead of it again.
Given the
Yeah.
role that you had earlier, Jason, I would say that you've probably already envisioned like a couple of spots where if the carriage starts to get away, Sylvius thinks that he'd be able to divert to get ahead of it again. Like,
Okay.
the route that they're taking has advantages, but it's also got disadvantages because it's not direct, right? And so there are ways that you could catch up to it as long as they, do their best to adhere to this route that they're planning on taking. So,
It'd be nice if we could slow the wagon down somehow. even if we can't stop it, just getting it so we have longer time to get at it.
I might be able to do something for that. Yeah.
Excellent. See, this is the can-do attitude that I was hoping for.
As everybody looks at Jax.
Yeah.
Listen,
Then we blow it up.
great. If that's what you want to do, you just tell me where to, that seems like a good distraction. I also can create another distraction.
Jax.
Listen, I have fireworks. Is that good enough? I mean, do you want to be the
That's-
one to blow things up? Because I can set off
It
fireworks.
doesn't have to be me. I'm excited either way.
Fireworks feels like a better sort of explosion than blowing.
And it's a day of celebration.
Right, yes.
We can play
I
it
can-
off. It's not a big
We
deal.
can dancing lights, man. We can just make it a show.
Yes, yes. This is a plan that sounds like it's coming together.
I
And
also have
Jackson-
performance of creation too. Like I can create like
Oh.
a huge object or an illusion of it, like a non-magical huge object.
Amazing.
Yeah, like
You and I put on a show.
that's what I
Owen
was
and
saying.
Sylvius.
Man, we would jam. It'd be so cool. This would be the start of my tour, man. That's what I would use the money. Pulls out pan flute.
It's fucking fish. Just jam band.
So,
Jax,
in
consider
the
this
interest of
as-
time, you all spend the evening and walk the intended route. Each of you please roll for me either an investigation check or a perception check, or if you have another associated skill that you think would be for heisting or thieving or something like that, and you want to use that skill, just tell me what the skill is and how you think it would apply. But your defaults for this are investigation or perception. But it's up to you. As long as you can justify use of a different skill, I'm all for it. And then depending
this
upon
just
how
based
folks
on-
do, we'll see what kind of additional information that you might be able to garner to use as an advantage in the upcoming heist.
Okay. This is just from our walk around.
Yes.
What we've gained from that. Okay.
22 perception.
Nice. So with a 22 perception check, I will say that there is at least one turn off that the intended route is designed to take. That where you see like a large pile of boxes and barrels and the like that is adjacent to a warehouse. That if you were able to time a well-used spell that doesn't, make a massive explosion, but some type of destructive spell into the bottom of it, you'd be able to topple things down in front of the intended route and force them over to a different route. So that's one advantage moment that you've got to be able to use. Make sure you write that down for the upcoming heist where you might be able to need it. What do you got, Tobin?
I did an investigation check and I got a 19.
Okay. With an investigation check of 19, you are able to spot that there is a point in the route where there's a lot of banners and ropes overhead with celebratory festivity type ornamentation upon it, that if you were able to cut those things down into the road, it could potentially be used to slow down the horses and or carriage.
Okay.
What do you got, Ian?
26 investigation.
Okay. 26. Brilliant. There is a point at which the route actually goes close to Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill is a very central point in the city. At the top of Beacon Hill is a giant lighthouse. And this lighthouse is always lit. And this is a point that you know for a fact you would be able to go over Beacon Hill to get back in front of or catch up to the carriage if it starts to get away. In other words, if you fail a portion of your skill challenge associated to the heist, this is a way for you to get back into it.
The light that's on Beacon Hill, what is it? Is it like a massive torch?
It's a giant lighthouse.
It's a giant lighthouse.
Yeah, it's like a 5-story lighthouse on top of a 5-story hill, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got it.
It takes up a huge chunk of the city. It's like not too far from the university. Like there's a lot of open space in the area. You just have to, go over the hill and you'd be able to catch up. What about you, Jason? What did you get for Sylvia's?
So everyone's doing a really good job investigating and looking around. Sylvia's going to think about the carriage and the horses a bit. And I'm going to use borrowed knowledge and listen to the wind for animal handling, thinking about ways we can disturb the horses or slow the horses up some.
Yeah, I'm down for that. What'd you get on your check?
That would be a 10, sadly.
Okay. It catches your eye that...
Ooh, take a bardic. I see that Sylvis is struggling, or they're distracted or tired, and I tap him on the shoulder and go, "Hey man, focus up. I'm tired and we got to get out of here."
That's a D6, right?
It's D8.
D8, there you go.
Yeah.
You find the D8s in...
Just custom
D&D
dice
Beyond.
down in the bottom corner.
Okay.
Bottom left corner.
Ah, there it is. Rarely ever use that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
$12.
Okay.
Total.
10 to a 12. Pretty decent, actually. So I would say, and this might be kind of right up Sylvius's alley, given the kinds of pranks that he pulls off with like his peppers and whatnot. There's quite a number of spots where Sylvius knows food carts to set up for the day. And there might be opportunity to make use of a food cart in producing a distraction for the horses.
Okay.
That one's going to be iffy, though. We'll have to see how that one
yeah.
plays out for you. But nonetheless, as you all traverse this route, it starts becoming more and more apparent to you, given the resources that you have at hand, given the time that you have at hand, you're probably going to have to find some kind of a way to overpower the guards, get rid of them, whatever, and steal the carriage. Because there's really not a whole lot of opportunity otherwise, given your limited time and resources, to do anything else with this as significant as a chance of success as there would be in just commandeering the carriage and getting out of the city. So, something to keep in mind. And as you all start making your way back home for the evening, whoever's home you plan on resting in for the night, as you excitedly discuss the possibilities of what is going to take place the following morning, we're going to take our break. We're going to stretch our legs, refresh water, and the like. I encourage all of you watching to do the same. We will be back shortly to see where this heist adventure takes us. Looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Our illustrious group of ne'er-do-wells in the break have contemplated their demise, or naval, whichever, and have decided to actually follow through with their heist. I'm sure mistakes, but, it'll be what it'll be. Welcome back as we dive back into our part one of our holiday heist adventure. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the morning suns begin to cast their yellow and orange hues over the city of Escos, in one corner a formidable vehicle prepares to embark on its guarded journey through the bustling streets. It is no ordinary carriage. It is a behemoth of transport, a veritable fortress on wheels, spanning over 20 feet in length. This carriage looms large and imposing. Its construction, powerful, strong, thick, dark wood panels reinforced with iron bands designed to withstand virtually any attack. You can see that the wood is dark and weathered, etched with the marks of the many, many past journeys that it has undertaken, and the iron shimmers dully in the morning light as a kind of warning for any that would approach with ill intent. It is drawn by 4 heavy horses, beasts of considerable size and strength, larger than even a warhorse might be. And the carriage begins its slow, steady move across the city, each hoof strike of the horses against the cobblestone rhythmic certainty, every step echoing the seriousness of the cargo that they carry. Atop said carriage, you see a pair of heavily armed guardsmen, standing vigilant, their eyes scanning the surroundings with a keen awareness born from experience, clad in the colors of the Merchants Consortium of deep blues and bright golds, their armor polished to a pristine shine, and in their hands they clutch spears and crossbows, ready to react at the slightest hint of danger. But the carriage's defenses don't stop there, no, for on the sides, special platforms have been built to accommodate more guards, one on each side. Sentinels standing hooked into their platforms, equally armed and equally alert as their brethren above. The combined effect of the horses, the guards, the carriage, it's a spectacle to see. Onlookers gawk as it moves through the city streets. Those that bear witness to it for the first time in awe of what they're witnessing, while others that have seen it before pulling some of those gawkers away and explaining what it means, that this is a symbol of the wealth of Escos traversing through the city. Everywhere that it goes, citizens and visitors alike whisper in the wake of its movement. Curiosity, speculation about what's inside, what treasures might be hidden within its fortified walls. And there you all are, near to the start of its route, it having just emerged from one of the more prominent banking institutions in the city and started its route. You are maybe a street behind. Tobin sitting atop a mastiff that good Tillo had managed to acquire. Not so much
Keep that thing away from me.
It's a good-natured pup, though. It doesn't seem to bother Sylvius all too much. Merrick, not so much a pony as a stubborn and fast mule.
Yes,
might be a better description of what Merrick gets.
I love it.
Sylvius and Jax, a pair of decent horses, the kind that messengers frequently use to go back and forth between the city and the mines that are about a day's ride away. Not the best of animals, but certainly well suited to this particular task, given their general use anyway. Of course, no questions were asked when Tillo had acquired these beasts of burden, and if questions were asked, Tillo would certainly not have answered just how he came upon them, but he gave them to you nonetheless. he wished you well and set up a meeting point about half a day's journey out from the city. An old mine shaft, long since closed down, a place that Jax has had to hang out, getting away from prying eyes previously, something that Jax and Tillo have used on more than one occasion, a decently safe enough place, at least for a short-term stay, nonetheless. But here you stand. You stride your beasts of burden as you walk in the wake of the carriage as it slowly meanders through the city. This, ladies and gentlemen, is where we get to begin our heist in true. What you all now face before you is an opportunity. You need to do your best to neutralize the 4 guardsmen and the 1 driver that is upon the carriage right now. You know that the carriage is going to be fighting back, and there is going to be potentially deadly repercussions for you in the fight back. However, it is worth mentioning that Tillo also did instruct you that at some point shortly into the beginning of this circumstance, his man on top will fall from the top of the carriage. He may have to put in a good show to, not draw question about his failure to do his duty, but shortly after the situation begins, one of the guardsmen will take himself out, leaving you just to battle the remaining as the carriage moves through the city. Be careful and choose your actions wisely.
Dun dun dun.
All right, man, let's blow this bitch up.
I like the way they move.
So the carriage itself is moving at a steady pace. It's not racing through this, but it's more so of a procession, like a speed procession.
It's kind of like if you were riding a horse, it would be a gentle clop, moving forward. You're not kicking the horse, and they aren't kicking the horses into gear just yet.
Okay, who wants to set off the first one?
Yeah, so how do you guys wish to begin said situation? Do you wish to try to surreptitiously, secretively, as nonchalantly as possible, start riding forward to get close to it and see if you get spotted?
I would like to start, and as long as we're 60 feet away, I'm going to cast Nether's Mischief.
Okay.
And
come again?
I mean, that sounds like what we're doing.
Yeah.
Please do tell, what is this spell that you speak of that I've actually never had cast in one of my games before?
You fill a 20-foot cube you can see within range with Fey and Draconic magic. Roll on the Mischievous Surge table to determine the magical effect produced, and roll again at the start of each of your turns until the spell ends. It's a concentration up to a minute. So I rolled a 1 on this table. So it says the smell of apple pie fills the air, and each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by me until the start of my next turn.
Okay. That is an interesting way to kick things off. All right. What is your spell save DC, please?
15.
Okay.
Let's go apple pie.
I am going to roll for each of the guardsmen individually. I'll actually go ahead and roll for the driver first, because that's probably the more important of the people that you would want to charm. So he got a total of 12, so the driver fails. We'll go for the 2 sides. That's a natural 20 for one of the guardsmen on the side, and a 19 for the other. So the two side guardsmen succeed. One of the guardsmen on the top got a 10, and the other guardsman on the top, because you don't know which is the good guy, he got a 12. So the two side guardsmen are not charmed by you in this instance, but the two top guardsmen and the driver are charmed in this instance. So do us a favor then and describe what this visually looks like as you summon on top of the carriage, basically consuming like the entire space of the carriage, your magic, as you guys are, you know, maybe 50 or 60 feet behind the carriage at this point.
You see these like swirls of like twinkling sugar-like substances in the air, and it just like sort of twirls magically like you're in some sort of Disney movie, and the smell of apple pie fills the space, and I assume the three on top are like, ooh, that smells great, we should follow wherever that's going.
Full Hanna-Barbera, just like
Yep. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. So for what I basically need then at the start here is a group stealth check using charisma.
heck
To see
yeah.
if you've got...
Charisma.
Yeah, so you're going to roll a stealth check, but instead of your dexterity bonus, you're going to add your charisma modifier. And this is for whether or not you would appear as though you are non-threatening, not the source of this incursion or whatnot, versus the two guardsmen that are clipped into the sides of the carriage.
It's a
By the way,
19.
either Merrick or Tobin would have advantage on this. One of you could.
I already have advantage, so
Or it'd be
I
Merrick.
will take that.
to that guy.
Please.
Yeah, I could do this blessing at will if both have advantage. Then.
Nice.
Come on.
I got a
Yes.
25.
Nice.
I got a
14.
27.
Nice. Beth, what'd you get?
19.
19. And Jason, you said you got a 14 for Sylvia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, as the group of you are doing your resolute best to kind of quote-unquote blend in and avoid being spotted, the two guardsmen on the side are very alerted to the magic that is taking place around them. As non-threatening as it might appear to be, these are trained guardsmen that are intended to look out for anything out of the ordinary. And I think it's safe to say that a Hanna-Barbera infused swirl of apple pie goodness floating in the immediate proximity, materializing from nothing, is out of the ordinary, right? And so while the guardsmen do not point to you guys in the moment, you can see that the two on the sides are immediately at alert. Now, the other three guardsmen, because this is more of a skill challenge type scenario, what I'm going to say, Deb, is that they, in whatever actions that they take, are at disadvantage in the situation. And if you do something that is appropriate to a charmed effect, in this circumstance, at least for this quote-unquote first round, you will have advantage on that as long as it is relevant. So you can see the two guardsmen on the side kind of raising alert, and they actually simultaneously reach up and slam the butts of their crossbows into the sides of the carriage, and that seems to be an alert. The carriage starts to pick up pace quickly. So now we are in the first round. You all have to figure out some way to either slow down the carriage once again, and remember, your end goal is to eliminate the guardsmen as quickly as possible, and get someone in the place of the driver to be able to drive this carriage away. So, what actions would you all like to take now in this first round of our heist challenge in an effort to slow down this carriage.
Go ahead, Beth.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Is Deb the only one who has that advantage of a charmed
Yes.
spell type deal?
Yes.
Darn. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead, Beth. You got it. Save us.
You said we're like 50 feet behind this?
Yeah, you're about 50 feet behind. All of you have to take an action, by the way. Or if you decide you don't want to take an action or you don't come up with anything, that's fine. It just reduces the chances of you guys succeeding eventually, right? You want to take actions here.
I want to get close to it, so I'm gonna continue to move, perhaps
Yep.
weaving through people and the like. You said that there are iron bars that go around everything.
Yep.
What else on this is made of metal?
Almost the entire thing is made of metal.
Superb. I would like to heat metal.
Okay.
So it's a 60-foot range, so I would like for the metal, I guess, just choose a metal object, so that's the whole last thing. Yeah, it's gonna glow red hot.
Okay. Do you have a particular intention in mind with what you're trying to accomplish with the heating of the metal
Yes.
that I might be able to help point you at a particular spot to heat up?
Yes.
Because you're not going to be
I
able to
did-
heat the whole carriage.
Of course not. But if I could heat, I don't know, like the seat that the driver's sitting in, or something in that area, if there's metal up
You're
there.
trying to cause pain and discomfort to one of the members of the guardsman or driver. Is that your goal?
You make it sound mean, but yes, that is what I would like to do.
I might suggest then the guardsmen that are latched into the sides,
Oh,
the
yes.
platforms
Take
that
one of
they're.
them.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
very much start heating up a platform or like the metal chains
Yes.
that they've got latched in, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the chains
Trying
sound good.
I'm not the one doing. Why am I getting the blame in chat for this? Come on.
You do make it sound
This
so
is entirely Beth's fault.
You did say you want to cause harm and discomfort to one of the people driving the.
Hey, I could have said you trying to fuck this dude up. Because
That's basically what you said, Miko.
that's not what I said. You're putting words in your game master's mouth.
Just imagine him having to put aloe vera on his butt after this.
Aw. I would like to fuck them up, though. That is what
Okay.
I'd like to do.
All right. So Beth, you ride Tobin on this mastiff, his jaw hanging, the tongue like slurping to the side, spraying
Yes.
Tobin occasionally with dog spittle as he's like romping along at pace. And you summon forth. And what does it look like when Tobin casts heat metal on this?
It looks like his armor that he wears. He's got like a breastplate underneath his vest. You can kind of just see it sort of peeking out. You see it start to like give off a faint glow as if it were red hot too, but it's not. But that just sort of like emanates from him, and as he's riding this dog, he'll just sort of very casually point his pinky in the direction of one of the gentlemen and begin to scald him, ideally.
Okay. Yeah. So you could pick his armor too, by the way. He is wearing metal armor.
Oh, then yes, I would like to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, the gold and blue emblazoned armor that he is wearing on his breastplate begins to glow red hot, and he starts like screaming in pain as everything starts to glow, and he sees you pointing a pinky and laughing maniacally as your little gnome
Wasn't
self
laughing
does.
maniacally.
Your eyes were.
I was being
Your
discreet.
eyes were. No, this isn't discreet anymore. You have given up all discretion.
Shit.
And he is going to shoot a crossbow bolt at you, although he does have disadvantage on doing this. So let's roll that with disadvantage. That is a 13 to hit. Does that hit your armor class?
It does not.
All right, so crossbow goes flying in your direction, narrowly avoiding you and your dog, as he errantly, is quickly trying to force a reload on his crossbow. What would you like to do, Deb?
I think I would like to use Minor Illusion to yell out in as best of an impersonation of a guard's voice as I can and say, "Good God, slow down, man, you're going too fast," and target the driver.
Nice. All right.
Brilliant.
Let's see here. Go ahead and give me, we'll call this a spellcaster ability check to see how good your illusion is. Or I can see argument for a performance check if you wanted to do that instead.
Performance, please.
In this instance, what we'll say is
29.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So explain to us then how your natural performative abilities are enhanced by your illusory magic to pull this off.
I think I'm, riding on this horse, and I think I see that the carriage has picked up speed a little bit, and I look at this guard who is now heating up from his armor, and I think I just channel his voice a little bit as much as I can and shout out and target this driver.
All right. The driver is charmed, so I will say that he has disadvantage on his ability check to try to resist and, this effort to commandeer his action. It's a natural 19 and a natural 17. But you did roll a 29, so that the driver does look back and he sees Tobin, and his eyes go wide, and he starts to slow down a little bit, but you hear him call out, "All right, well, we're coming up on a turn, so after the turn, I'm going to kick it up." And you all are able to hear that, so it does slow down a little bit, but it's about to kick off hard. Ian, what do you got there for Merrick?
So, do I see? I see where the turn's coming up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, perfect. What I'd like to do is I would like to create a large, a 10-foot long stack of crates and barrels in that section in which they were going to turn using the performance of creation. So in that spot,
An illusion?
to where an illusion, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then just make it seem like this just fell over, it's causing a big blockage in that space.
Okay,
So
cool.
while I'm riding Birth of the Mule, I just kind of pull out my pan flute and I'm all "Yeah, man, it's a nice day." And it creates that illusion in the area which they were going to turn.
All right, go ahead and give me a spellcaster ability check on this. So for you, that's going to be charisma. So yeah, just roll a charisma check for me. And given what has already happened to the driver, I'm going to say he's going to be at disadvantage to kind of pick up on this being an illusion or not.
That's a 21.
All right. Let's see how he does. You guys are picking on the driver right out the gate. That's a natural 20 and a 2.
Can I use?
You don't need to
Bardic
do
on
anything. It was
myself?
at disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Let's go. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought you meant natural 20 plus 2, and I'm
Nope.
like, oh.
Nope. Natural 20 and a 2. So it doesn't matter what his plus was. Not even close. So you all do hear him yell out, "Shit, God!" And you can see the carriage actually diverts very haphazardly and quickly off to the other side, coming, basically taking one of the different paths to head towards away from the danger and potentially one of their backup routes.
As a side note, I have a puppet, my entertainer's puppet. I take out the eye of the puppet and kind of prepare myself for that, for something else. Yeah.
For what?
Okay.
I told y'all I'm over here scheming. Okay. And I'm just, it's more so just like,
There's-
oh man, that
There's
just
a
fell out,
passerby
man.
that you like ride by who's looking up at you, and all she sees is you holding a baby in your arm, and you just yank the eyeball out of the baby, and there's this like shrill shriek, and someone faints behind.
I put it in my mouth. I'm just like, what's up, man? There's a reason, but that's my turn right now.
Wild.
Nice. All right, and what do you got, Jason?
Well, taking advantage of Merrick's distraction, slowing up the wagon, I'm going to get decently close to it, and I'm going to cast Incite Greed.
Okay.
And for some reason, it says it says target creatures, any creatures in the range.
Mhm.
I don't know that I can Incite Greed into horses or not, but if I can, they'll be included in the spell and the guards. So they have to make a DC 14 Wisdom save or be charmed by me until the spell ends.
Okay.
While they're charmed, they can't do anything but approach me. And then when they get within 5 feet, they just stand there staring greedily at the gem I'm holding.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I don't think that's going to work on the horses, unfortunately.
That's fine.
And
It'd be weird.
yeah.
I'd have an apple for them, but
Sure. I would think that you could get the 2 guardsmen on top easily and the guardsmen on the side, and just so that we're not like overlapping shit, I'll say that you've moved to the opposite side from Tobin.
Okay.
So with this charm, what I will say is they're not, if they fail, they're not going to shoot at you, right? The driver doesn't have, like, this is not going to affect the driver. You're not getting in front of him or anything like that. But these 3 guardsmen, you'd be able to effectively potentially neutralize their ability to fight you off with this. So you said what was the DC on it?
14.
Okay, and it's a wisdom save?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go with the guy on the side first. He got a 17, so he succeeds. And then we've got the 2 guys on top. Number 1, that's 16, and number 2, that's a 4. So one of the guys on top spots you, does not understand what you're doing holding up the gem, but all of a sudden his eyes just kind of go dull and his mouth goes slack and he starts reaching out towards you even though he can't like reach you, and so the crossbow kind of drops down to the side. The other guard up there looks at you, curses, points his crossbow at you, and you can see this moment in his eyes of like he wants to shoot you. And then he pulls the trigger and the bolt goes conspicuously wide. If you catch my meaning there.
Yep.
The other guardsman on the side, though, he's like banging on the side of the carriage, like, go faster! And he reaches up and he points a crossbow at you.
Roger that.
That is a 19 to hit. So
That
I'm
will
pretty
hit.
sure that's going to hit. This is a heavy crossbow. That is 11 points of damage
Okay.
as it slams into you.
Alright.
What
Do you
what
make
is
the concentration check?
Yeah, go for that. What does this look like for Sylvius as the crossbow bolt like pierces him heavily into his shoulder?
Oh, I mean, I'd probably nearly fall off the horse. getting hit with a heavy crossbow like that. I mean, yeah, sticking into the fur, the blood will start coming up. His colorful blouse will be a little bit redder. The tie-dye will look more consistent.
Yeah. Did you get the concentration check?
Yes, sir. Rolled a 10, which is
Great.
more
Yep.
right at that. Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, the other folks are neutralized effectively from being able to shoot you, and or have done their shot. So as you guys are chasing this carriage now, the driver is starting to panic a little bit after the route that he had taken. All of a sudden, stuff in the way and having to divert and all of that. He yanks heavily to in the opposite direction, and the horses start swerving that way. This carriage is bulky and heavy, and it does not like to turn quickly, right? And so as the carriage starts going down this other road, or taking this turn and going down this other street, you all see in front of the path that it was taking a food cart that very much does not wish to be in the path that it's taking, and the driver of said food cart, an elderly man that's kind of just pushing it along, kind of wheelbarrow style, kind of shrieks and stands there, deer caught in the headlights, as this array of horses just completely destroys his tiny apple cart and levels it, sending food and wood chunks spraying in all directions. The commotion has begun, and you hear quite a lot of chaos in your wake as you continue to ride after the carriages, or the carriage as it has moved down this street. So, as the carriage takes this side diversion, all of you are able to see in front of it now, with the curses of the driver in the wake, frantically trying to maintain control of the horses and this reckless carriage. You hear him yell back, "All right, we're about to do another turn." And ahead of them, you all can very clearly see what appears to be the familiar sight of the Silver Ward Orphanage. And standing in front of the Silver Ward Orphanage is an array of children singing holiday songs, all holding up placards of paper in front of them, with a teacher or kind of standing, walking backwards, kind of leading them out of the front of the orphanage, kind of gesturing in front as this array of children ranging in age from 8 to maybe 12 or 13, all caroling, singing as loud as they possibly can, trying to maintain tune in an effort to bring joy and festivity to the people around. And now, this carriage is beelining straight towards them.
You are a dick.
You, not the orphans.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. There's two options for every single one of these rounds. And you were the ones that chose to divert the carriage. Just saying.
Did we know there were orphans?
Orphans? Yeah.
God, it wasn't a choice.
What was the other one? Like a house full of elderly people on their daily walk? Like what was it was orphans or the elderly. What?
No comment.
It
What
was a
would
bunch
you
of
all
tax
like to
collectors on
do?
The other side.
I would like to try something, because if it doesn't work, then it's
orphans
not
are gonna
too
die?
detrimental. No. So I would like to just Kia Bertha as much as I possibly can. I'd like, while everyone's distracted after like shooting Sylvis, and I'm pretty sure they're watching that direction, I want to get to one of the wheels of the carriage, and I assume that it's a spoked wheel type thing. Yes?
Yes, it's heavily fortified and strong, but yes.
Okay. I would like to and you let me know whatever check is. So I'm riding Bertha like this.
Mhm.
I'd like to spin myself around like that. And I take out the periscope rod. And I take out the puppeteer's eye. And I lick the eye and I stick it on the rod and I say my command word and extend it out 5 feet in between the spokes of the wheels.
Okay. I'm assuming that you're not trying to destroy the wheel because you do ostensibly have to drive this carriage out of the city.
I want it to slow it down because I don't want anything to happen to the orphans.
Gotcha. So we're going for slowing down the carriage here. We're going to call this either an athletics check or an acrobatics check on your part.
Both the same. I'd like to give myself Bardic if that's okay.
And I don't think you can give yourself Bardic Inspiration. I'm pretty sure it has to go to someone else.
Touch myself and inspire myself to do this. All right, house rules. No, we're going for it. All right, we're gonna go.
No, I'm pretty sure it says in the Bardic Inspiration that it has to be another creature.
Nope. Yeah, it says that. It says other than you in big parentheses.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. We're good. No, we're good. We got this. Boom.
I will remind you guys that you do have your minor advantages that you had gotten from your scouting endeavor.
Yeah,
Just
but
throwing that out there.
My advantage isn't there yet.
I don't want to waste it on the orphans.
You're just giving me shit about orphans, and now you don't care?
She's gonna throw him a
Merry
bag of exploding toys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a luck point to help me with this acrobatics.
Okay.
And I've luck. Oh, that's significantly better. 19.
Okay. So with a 19, you push you extend the magical periscoping rod forward.
Yeah.
You thrust it forward. It gets tangled up in the spokes of the carriage wheel enough that it starts causing a disruption to the movement of the carriage. You are fairly certain that you are not going to get this rod back. You have to let it go because otherwise it's pulling you down. And then as Merrick is like climbing his way back into the top of the saddle, his mule kind of side-eyeing him like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Hey man, it's okay, Bertha. We're just doing it.
You do see the this magical periscope that you have kind of bend and work in the spokes of the wheel and do cause it to slow down a bit. We'll say though, the orphans are not out of danger yet.
Just a bit? That was so intense. I spun on the pony. I put the.
You did.
Just
you
a
did.
bit.
And the carriage
Okay.
slowed. They're
How
not
far are they
completely
from
out of
her?
danger. They're a few seconds from now, some orphans and probably a teacher are not going to be liking life very much.
I'm gonna try this next so that if it fails, someone else can try to save the orphans.
It seems to be the plan today.
I still have Nether's Mischief up, and I can re-roll on the Mischievous Surge table at the start of my turn, so I'm gonna see if I can get another effect.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay, so, everyone needs to, in the cube, which is centered on the carriage, needs to make a dexterity saving throw or be blinded until the start of their next turn, because bouquets of flowers have appeared all around, and flowers will spray water at their faces if they fail.
They're gonna die.
What's the DC?
15.
That's the ultimate clown trick too. You're just like spraying water from flowers at everybody.
So I'm in that cube and I'm blinded. I rolled a 12. Merrick's like, what the fuck, man? It's just on a pony. It's not what I don't even like flowers, man.
It's all on Bertha now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How long does this blindness last?
Oh,
Until the start of my next turn.
Okay, it's not going to be forever.
No.
All right, Deb, I would like for you to go ahead and roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
Oh god. Okay.
This is exactly how I expected
I
this
rolled
to
a 16.
go.
Okay, the driver is not blinded.
Okay.
I will go ahead and roll for the... Actually, no, this is a good opportunity, I think. So, one of the two guardsmen, the one that had not so blatantly missed his crossbow shot at Sylvia's, leaps from the side of the carriage, falling off of the side with, a classic Wilhelm scream, off the side of the carriage. So I'm not going to worry about him and the whole blindness thing. The other gentleman up on top, he got a 5, so he is 100% blinded. The one that is currently being burned alive, I'm going to say he has disadvantage on this. He rolled 2 9s, and he has a total of +2, so he is also blinded. And the other crossbowman on the other side, he also got... Oh wait, nope, that's a d12. Hang on a second. Let me roll that again. Oh, that's significantly better. He got a 19 total. So you do manage to... One of the guardsmen is now eliminated from this pursuit. One of them, but it was the one on top and the one that's slowly being melted. Both are blinded. The driver and the other one are not. The driver is going to attempt to gain control. Well, actually, no. I guess, Beth, you still need to go, and so does Jason. You need to go for Sylvia's. I'll let you guys go before I try to have the driver himself avoid murdering a bunch of orphans.
Someone drop kick this guy. Just off the thing. Just do.
go ahead, Sylvius. Just
Why don't you go first?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Nobody wants to save the orphans? I thought you guys
No, I
wanted to
do.
save the orphans.
I'm just trying to think of the
All
best
the
way
orphans.
I can.
Uh-huh. Are the orphans wearing any metal? Just kidding.
You're
All right.
gonna burn the orphans.
This is a Christmas special.
Oh my god.
Okay, so fuck. Yeah, so I'm riding on my dog. It gets 40 feet per round, so it's I think keeping up relatively.
Yeah. Now, I don't want you guys to worry
Okay.
about movement. Like, the movement is not a component of this scenario. So,
Gorgeous. Okay, this will either be very helpful or not. I will not point my pinky this time, but I I clamp my thighs on the back of the dog so I have use of both my hands, and I take them and I bring them together, and I'm going to cast Reduce on one of the horses.
okay.
And see what happens.
All right. Is there a save on that?
It can make a con save if it's unwilling,
It's not willing.
but is it unwilling?
Yes, it is
Okay.
unwilling.
All right, well,
Said con save? All right, well, I rolled
Yeah.
a 14. So I need to actually, because I don't
It's-
have it. Sorry, go ahead.
well, the save is 15, so let's fucking, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a warhorse, so it's got at least some constitution. So it does
Okay.
succeed and avoid being shrunk.
Well,
What would you like to
nothing
do,
happens.
Jason?
Yep.
First
So
an
Sylvia's
ascendant,
seeing
now
this
a
coming up,
warhorse.
and his concern for the kids and not wanting them to get hurt.
But
He's gonna
somebody
ride up-
has concern for the kids.
He's going to ride up and try to jump onto the wagon next to the driver
Okay. Go ahead
and
and
cast guidance on him to help him make this turn.
all right. Oh, you want to cast guidance on the driver?
Yeah, I want him to be
Nice.
able to make this turn and not hit the orphans.
Okay. Give me an
Fucking
athletics
clerics.
check to leap off of your horse onto the front of the carriage.
20.
Okay. You are able to do that. And the horse is smart enough to get the fuck out of here as it veers off, running away from the chaos. You leap up and you guide the driver. Do you want to go ahead and roll the d20 check here to see if the driver can avoid potential harm?
It is a 7 and a d4 plus whatever his skill is.
He has a +4.
Okay, so he has a 14 total.
Nice. I had set the DC to 13 on avoiding this, so the carriage just very barely manages to avoid. Tobin is like basically riding through the orphans on the dog. The dog leaps over a couple of short ones and ducks to the side. Tobin barely stays on the back of the horse. The rest of you are kind of in the wake of the carriage as it rushes past this array of singing orphans with no immediate harm being caused to them. However, a great deal of panic now seems to be collecting in the wake of your attempted heist.
And incite greed only in because guidance was concentration.
Okay, good to know. Great. So, all right. As the carriage moves on, the driver sitting next to you, Sylvius, is kind of surprised at your presence and doesn't know how to respond and starts yelling out, "There's one up here! There's one up here!" as he violently starts steering the carriage back onto their planned path.
I just waved at him for a second.
Okay. As the carriage is barreling down the streets rampantly, you can see ahead of you what appears to be you are nearing the Cambris Farmers Market. And it's still being relatively early in the morning. Most of the stalls and such are still setting up for the day. And you see just off to the side, kind of nearing its way onto the street, a large herd of cattle that were apparently a number of them have ribbons and such draped across them. A couple of them have red and white blankets draped across their back. Many of them are decorated up in very festive attire and the like. And one of you is fairly certain you remember seeing a flyer or something about a parade that the locals farmers union was putting on. And while the carriage is not necessarily going to run into this herd of cattle, Sylvius, you are fairly certain, given your natural affinity for animal kind, that they're not going to enjoy this carriage very much riding through them.
Sure.
And you all may not like the ill effects that take place afterwards. So, that being said, who would like to go first here? I'm also going to say, at this point, Jax's chaos magic it's been a minute. It's no longer available. If you want to use it again, you'll have to expend another spell slot. Who wants to go first?
Okay.
You are one
Sure.
guardsman down now. It was your, inside man guardsman, but you are one guardsman down now.
How far are we from the prize cows?
Basically, after everyone gets their opportunity to go is when you guys are going to run into them. So we'll say like 100-ish feet ahead of you.
Superb.
Oh, you were also dealing damage to this guardsman on the side with your heat metal, right? It does have a damage component, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll me a couple of rounds of that.
Shit. 10 points of damage
Pretty
for
solid.
one round. 14 points of damage for the second.
He's not looking too good.
Keep going.
Wow. Anyone want some smoked ham?
Smoked ham.
Jeez. Okay, well, I mean, we're just going for it, right? So,
Send
he's
it.
cooking. That's fine.
There was this notion that you weren't supposed to murder people, just pointing that out, and I'm pretty sure roasting alive counts as murder.
Okay, I'll drop it then. The metal stops heating.
He's
Okay.
dead now.
He's still alive. For now. Yeah, can I drop it? Can
Sure.
I stop
Yeah.
the cooking? Okay.
Yeah, you can stop cooking. You can stop cooking the guardsman.
Okay.
The
Well,
armor
just
then-
so you know, he has 25 hit points max.
Okay. Well, he's fine. We have a cleric.
We're already here.
We're running. Okay, so I'm going to like 7 feet in front of one of the no.
No?
Yeah. In
Yeah.
front of
No.
one of the horses,
Yeah.
I'm going to drop grease.
What?
What's the area? What's the
This
area
seems
on
like
Greece?
a great plan. I love this.
It's a 10-foot cube.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get both horses or anything. I'd really ideally, I'd love to get it on the wheels of the cart and maybe do a little spinny number, but that seems a little difficult. So perhaps just right in front of a horse or something.
I mean,
whatever
if you
works.
want to grease the wheels, you can grease the wheels.
I'm gonna grease the wheels.
It's gonna make it go faster.
Yeah, what are we doing?
All right.
No, I don't want to grease the wheels. I want grease and I want it to slip.
You
You want
said
an
I
oil
was
slick.
gonna.
I'm gonna grease the wheels. That helps.
I mean, I want the wheels to go through the grease.
I can't.
I'm not
calm it.
Ysterra drift.
Oh God.
Fast
Oh
and
my
Furious
God.
12, Ysterra drift.
Oh, this
Yes.
is happening in one world one section of Ysterra. There's a completely other one that's dealing with the crazy political oversiege. But over here, it's like Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
it's Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Ysterra.
I don't
And
know
that's
if you
what I-
guys remember from the earlier Chaos arcs that we had, where we talked about how those were taking place at the end of winter, beginning of spring. There's a group of adventurers currently floating underneath the Sea of Entreskill right now, trying to stop the end of the world.
That's
While
who
in
we're saving
Escos.
us? What?
We're just bunny hopping around. Let's do it. Grease these wheels, Beth. Let's go.
Okay. I really need to clarify. I don't want to grease the wheels. I want to make
You're
the
trying to
cart slip.
you're trying to cause the carriage to slip and go out of control.
That is correct. That is my goal.
Just so we know, that is now been it's on the record. This is being recorded. There are witnesses.
It's a dumb choice, but it's not as dumb as what, So yes, I want to do that. And it's difficult terrain now.
Mm-hmm.
It mentions each creature standing in it has to do a dex save, but that's not really a thing.
Are you trying to get the horses, or are you just trying to grease the carriage?
Just the carriage, because we need the horses.
Yep. I got you. Go ahead and roll a spellcaster ability check for me, and let's see how good you are at greasing these wheels.
I'm just imagining the carriage slamming into a wall with that guard on the side.
One with 1 hit point, you mean?
Okay, sorry. I'll just add my 17.
All right. So the lot of you see Tobin hold up both hands and point it, and Tobin's an artificer, right? Tobin's not a traditional mage. This isn't like a magical concoction of spray that illuminates out. No, Tobin holds up his hands, and there's these hoses that are coming out of his sleeve, and there's this bladder under his armpit, and he just goes like this, and 2 sprays of grease just go shooting out of Tobin's arms.
Okay, so that's how Sylvius got his whoopee cushion. I had a few extra from this motion. And...
You're Data from the Goonies. Yes.
Oh, boy.
And the entire undercarriage of this machine is just coated in grease, and it's a good thing that you turned off that heat metal, because a good chunk of the spray ends up washing over, so now there's this smoking grease on the side where the guardsman is, that would have lit a flame had you not turned it off.
Well, that's my
turn.
turn.
So Sylvius, just so you are aware, the driver all of a sudden is jerking violently, and you can feel the carriage slipping and sliding underneath of you, as it becomes very apparent that the driver is no longer in control of the carriage.
I was afraid of that.
So, who else would like to go? You still have some guardsmen to eliminate, and a driver too.
Sylvius, slit his throat.
I was worried about me breaking. Apparently Ian is broken now.
Because, there's so much going on. I have no idea what I can do to help. Have we gotten to the point to where the banners and stuff, have we gotten to
You can
that,
use those things at any time.
Okay.
Those were meant to be situations that you guys had spotted that you could take advantage of. Those are your quote-unquote get-out-of-jail-free cards, advantage tokens,
but we made the carriage go on to another route, and then you pointed it directly at a bunch of orphans.
And now we're going to kill a bunch of cattle.
No, we're going to...
We have grease. We can make burgers.
I don't have anything that's going to help.
Is the driver buckled in or anything?
Yes, the driver is most certainly buckled in. Do you wish to buckle in? There's another buckle there.
I'm going to rely on my cat-like reflexes to stay on here, but I'm going to cut his buckle and try to kick him out.
I would like to help that. I would like to get off of Bertha and just fairly drop kick the back of this guy's head. We got to get this dude off.
Okay, let's start.
He's already lost control.
Let's start with Sylvius and see where this goes. Go ahead and make me a unarmed attack, please.
Okay, I will use my claws to try to rip it.
Oh no, you're cutting. You do that. This is an unarmed attack to as part of your shove action to get rid of the driver. You reach down with your claws, yank onto the strap that has him in, and you just shred it. and he is no longer strapped in. But you need to do an unarmed strike to see if you can hit him for the shove attack.
Okay. For some reason, D&D Beyond isn't calculating it right, but I'll just roll a d20 in, add the 6. 13.
Yeah, you hit him. Go ahead and give me opposed athletics checks. He is not the strongest of individuals.
Neither am I. 4.
Well, I'm sorry, what'd you get?
4.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, he is stronger than you in that regard. You, like, reach up and, like, grab onto his shoulder and attempt to shove him, and he's just, like, leaning into you, and he's holding on to the straps real hard. Okay. Ian, do you want to come up from the other side and try to yank him off?
Yeah. We have to get this guy off, because soon we're going to get control. So what do you need me to do? Unarmed?
Yeah, so, well, 2 questions for you. Are you going to still want to stay on Bertha, or do you want to get up onto the carriage in the front? Because that's going to affect how you do this.
My thought was to get up on the carriage, but, like, behind the driver's seat, to where it's like, you just see, like, this hobgoblin, and it just kind of just gives him the old right in the back of the head.
Okay. You can do that in one of 2 ways. You can basically ride up in towards the front and attempt to athletics and, propel yourself over, right? Or if you wanted to instead, you could do like an acrobatics sort of thing where you leap off of Bertha onto the back of the carriage and then run up to the front like you said. But if you do that, you're going to provoke an opportunity attack from the other guy that's up on the top.
I'll do acrobatics.
Although he's blinded? So he would be at disadvantage to go after you because flowers in his face.
As they're both part of this.
Oh, okay. We're combining all kinds of combos here.
Hey, man.
Can I, seeing the failure to shove this guy off, can I cast Silvery Barbs and distract the guy and have him reroll and then give Ian advantage?
Sure.
Great.
All right. Here we go. One more time. Okay. It's not any better. It's 12.
Okay. I mean, that's enough for you to get up onto the back, right? Okay. You basically, what does it look like as Merrick, like, moves past this blinded guardsman, valiantly, like, trying to swing a glaive out at him as he avoids that and goes for the driver?
Did you see Merrick, like, just get on the back of Bertha, and you can hear, like, their dismay. They're like, rah! And kind of just flea jumps on the back, and as, like, he's got his hands up like this, and he's like, oh, okay, wait. And then as the glaive comes, he's like, oh, hold on there, man, I'm just good, I'll be right back. And then he just kind of shuffles beside and just like, here you go. And he just moves next to him, and he goes up to the driver.
All right. Go ahead and give me an unarmed attack to see if you can hit the driver.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's a 7.
Okay. Unfortunately, the greased up wheels of the carriage, the chaos of it causes you to stumble, and you basically do end up hitting the driver, but more to grab onto him and keep yourself from getting flung off of the carriage. But now Merrick and Sylvius are both on the carriage, wrestling with the driver.
Can I say I'm grabbing his head? I'm just like on this guy's helmet. It's
like,
like putting your hands over his eyes so he can't see.
All right, Jax. Is there any saving to be had here of this round?
I don't know. I'm. Oh. I'm gonna also try to get on the carriage.
Okay. Where's your target zone to get on the carriage?
Wherever the easiest entry point is.
Okay, well, the front of the carriage is starting to get a little crowded. So
Right.
your best bet might be to grab onto the back and hoist yourself up onto the top.
Great.
So
As long as I can use acrobatics and not athletics.
you can use acrobatics in that instance to basically swing yourself up onto the top of the carriage.
Perfect. Dirty 20.
Yep. With grace and alacrity, you manage to swing yourself up there. Now, given the chaos that is taking place on the front, I'll say you can't really join in this fracas against the driver. I'm not sure you would want to at this point, because things are about to go sideways up there. But you do have an opportunity here that you could attempt to bull rush the blinded guardsman on the top off of the carriage.
Is he gonna, this probably, we're going too fast for me to cast suggestion and tell him to walk off, right?
I'm down for that.
Okay, great. That's what I'm gonna try.
Leap to your doom.
So wisdom 15 save.
All right. Wisdom 15. That's a 7. Plus 1 for an 8.
So Jax is just gonna look at them and be like, you don't want to be up here. It's too dangerous. You should just hop off.
And he's blinded, so he has no idea.
Oh, God.
he just basically is like, oh, God, and just like turns around and walks off the side of the carriage and just face plants in a pile of mud on the side of the carriage.
Get off.
Beth,
Wow.
in another amazing display of grace, your mastiff kind of leaps over the guardsman.
Yes. Wow.
So,
Chuckle fuckery is all I can say.
as the
I
lot
think
of
we're doing
you
good.
chaos are riding this heavily armored carriage, storm through the Cambris Farmers Market. The herd of cows and cattle on display, ready for parade, festive garb and adornment, all prepared to bring joy and harmony to everyone that might see the parade, turns into chaos as they begin to stampede through the farmers market, trampling stalls, destroying decorations, and, to put it mildly, disrupting the day's festivities and damaging quite a lot in their wake.
Hey, but we didn't kill any orphans.
Nope. Didn't kill any orphans.
Did we kill any cows?
No.
Boom. We're winning.
It's pretty
This is
good.
going well.
This is going well. This is going well.
All right.
Sylvia's will yell as you run by. We'll pay for that later.
No, we won't, man.
Funny.
No, we won't.
He didn't say
my
how
God.
you'd be paying for it later. They do have work programs in prison, just saying.
Oh God.
So, as the driver is completely and utterly out of control at this point, the carriage begins to swerve and turn, running down a number of different alleyways. Most of the populace that bears witness to all of this are acutely aware of the chaos and manage to avoid and scream and get out of the way and all of that sort of situation as the carriage just barrels through the streets of Escos, leaving chaos in its wake. The carriage ends up making a very uncontrolled but very tight turn into Adventurer's Alley. Up ahead of you, you can see a number of artisans setting up for the next day's festival. A scaffolding is erected in the path with a number of people gathered across the scaffolding, setting up displays and signs and the like. You see one in particular pair of men kind of draping the sponsored by the Imagine It Tailors and the Quiet Alchemist, this giant, tapestry of a sign that is being erected between the city. And all of you are beelining straight for these humble workers just trying to set up a holiday festival day to delight everyone. And you still have a couple of guardsmen and a driver to deal with. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to join the party, so I'm going to ride my horse dog, ideally to the back of the carriage, and launch myself onto it.
Okay. Now for you, this would be an athletics check because you're tiny, and you're going to have to climb your way up.
Sure. This is going to go well. It's going to go well.
Bardic
You are the
inspiration?
strongest of all of us.
Ian, you could Bardic
9.
Inspire.
So can I.
Oh, okay, that's right. You do have
Oh,
multiple
that was
bards.
you gave it to me?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were calling Ian out to use it.
No.
That's why I didn't
I'm
say
a
anything. I
bard.
didn't know if yeah, Dev was giving it or
Was it
All
an
right.
D8 then?
D8, yeah.
Come on. 11.
Okay. You grab onto the back of the carriage and are holding on for dear life at this point as your Mastiff slowly slides out from under you and starts romping away. He's still chasing the carriage because he's a dog. But you no longer have the benefit of your Mastiff any longer.
That's okay. Just for note, I do have the armor of magical strength. I know that was an athletics check specifically, but like as far as holding on and maintaining the grip,
Doesn't it give you advantage on strength checks? Which athletics is
that
strength
is
based.
exactly what I said, Miko.
So you could have rolled your athletics check with advantage?
Yeah, that would have been a fucking dirty 20. So
Yes.
whatever,
so
man, I'm on there.
As Tobin is like hanging on for dear life, his armor, like several of the plates of it kind of move into place, and a number of like small chunks of metal start to wrap around his arms and start to move on their own in the same way that that Finnick is, able to animate himself. The armor starts moving him up the back of the carriage until he just like machine plants his way up on top, and the plates kind of revert back into his armor.
Bonus action, go gadget, arm, punch a guy in the face? No? Okay, that's fine. End of turn.
No, you're not done. You are now up on the back of the carriage. You've still got the two gentlemen off to the side. Just so you all are aware, their platforms are arranged such that they can actually look over the top, and so both of them are now pointing crossbows up towards the individuals that are on top of the carriage and are about to start shooting
Wait.
at you.
Who did I tell to walk off?
The one
Isn't
guy
there
that
only
was
one on the
standing on the
side?
top.
Oh, on the top. Okay.
Yeah, the two guys that are
Wait,
buckled into the sides are still there, and the driver is still there.
Got
so
it.
I thought the guy on top was the guy who was our dude who just like fell.
There
He
was
jumped
two
off a
guys
while
on
back,
top.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right. Here we go. We still got two
Guys,
more.
it's okay. More people to burn alive. It's fine.
I mean, one of those guys on the side literally does have one hit point, so...
Like one hit point. Just kick him.
Okay, can we just like pull over and let him get off? Because if he falls, he'll die,
The
right?
driver doesn't have control of anything right now. Who do you think's gonna...
It's fine.
You do still have
Whatever.
the capability, if you wanted to run up and maybe not trying to not kill him, clock him in the side of the head if you wanted to.
Well, no, because then he'll fall and get like run over by
He's
the wheels
locked
that I
in.
greased.
He's
locked
literally
in.
like strapped in.
Oh. Yeah, then I will, using my armor robot muscle arms, just give him a gentle conk on the head.
Give me an unarmed
And-
attack.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, as Ysterra Knight points out in chat, non-lethal damage is a thing, y'all.
Nice.
Didn't we establish that at the very beginning or something?
And
I
then you
don't
started
know.
to cook someone alive.
Yeah, we've already chose murder. We've already gone down the line.
Guys, this is a lot of money, okay? And I'm in a lot of trouble. That's a 19 to hit the man that I cooked.
You just reach down, big gauntleted metal, like the armor plates come up and like gauntlet your fist, and you clock him on the side of the head. It like hits him in the temple. He cracks his face into the side of the carriage, and he slumps down, hanging off of the side precariously.
Sylvia's seeing this.
Terribly sorry.
You're supposed to tenderize them before you cook them.
Okay.
Jeremy points out microwaving people can't be deigned as non-lethal. Just, yeah.
Okay, Jax is gonna do a little.
Chat is loving this.
Oh God. Okay.
And they're not wrong. We've
No.
already made the decision.
Yes.
No.
Mhm. Yep. Absolutely.
I'm so glad this is happening before Christmas, y'all.
Jax is gonna do a little twirl in place on top of the carriage, and suddenly
Magical girl transformation.
they look like the guard that Tobin just knocked out. And they are going to
Jax is a traitor,
Pass.
y'all. You've been
Shut up.
betrayed.
they're gonna cast Fast Friends on the other strapped in guard
Uh-huh.
and invite this guard to unstrap themselves and go get the front of the carriage under control.
Okay. So I assume that there is a charisma saving throw involved in this charm?
Wisdom save. 15.
Wisdom save, okay. See what I got. That's a 9 plus 1.
Ooh, man.
Great. So he can start unhooking himself and
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and roll his athletics check? He has a +2 modifier to see if he can actually get up there. And I will point out the DC on this for him is going to be 14. And if he fails by too much, he's
that
not
was
going
an
to make
18.
it. What do you get?
18.
All right. So Merrick and Sylvius, the guardsman with the crossbow has now drawn a blade and has now joined the fracas up at the front. He doesn't get an opportunity to attack you this turn, Sylvius, but it's getting a little crowded in the driver's seat.
Sure. All right, so we got these guys ahead of us. Do they notice the wagon, or are they?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of screaming taking place up ahead of people yelling out, "Get out of the way!"
All right. Well, I don't think I can stop the wagon at the moment. Because it's still greased and moving kind of uncontrollably, right?
Yeah.
It's like sliding everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I will turn to the driver and go, "Flee, command."
Okay.
DC 14.
Wisdom?
It is.
It doesn't matter. I got a 13
wisdom.
total.
Okay.
So you you yell at the driver. Magically, magical resonance built into your tone, and his eyes kind of glaze over for a moment, and fear just strikes across his face. I mean, he was already fucking scared as hell, practically pissing himself, and he just like throws the reins and leaps from the carriage. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
All right.
And I'll tell you now, you don't want to roll low.
Well, now you jinxed me. That'd be a 9.
Okay. Barely enough for him to get out from underneath of the uncontrollable wheels of the carriage, almost getting crushed, and yet not. The driver does manage to leap from the fray. You have one guardsman remaining to deal with. Ian.
And I'm going to try to grab the reins just as we...
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. The reins have been thrown to the over onto the horses. That's a whole different ball of wax that you guys are going to have to deal with at this point.
Yeah.
All right, screw it. I'm just going to do this. I cast Thunder Wave on the guy.
Okay. You're going to hit Sylvius.
Yeah, I know.
It's con
Splitting
save,
the money
isn't it?
between one fewer person. That's fine. We can get him off the list.
Con save.
All right. Well, hopefully it sends me flying away from the wagon far enough. That's a 12.
He also got a 12.
Okay, cool. Are you serious? You get max damage. Okay, so 16 points of damage to the both of them, and
Ow.
they're both pushed back 10 feet from me.
Okay. Jason, I'm assuming
Yep.
Sylvius is still conscious. I
Yes,
don't
he
actually
is.
know how many hit points you have, so go ahead and roll a acrobatics or athletics check, please. And Ian, go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please.
Nat 20 on the acrobatics for a 26.
Nice.
Is that possibly one of your 9 lives?
Jeez, I
So I'm
got.
thinking down to 3 or 4 at this point.
I got a 3 on my d20 roll.
A 3. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Crunch.
the guardsman goes flying, and you hear a Wilhelm scream that gets abruptly cut short. And you're very distracted. You're not very distracted by that, though, as you're more distracted by seeing Sylvius getting thrown from the carriage too, and you reach an arm out towards him, and Sylvius, you manage to grab on to Merrick's hand, and he prevents you from falling entirely off the carriage, but now Merrick is holding Sylvius dangling from the side of the carriage at this point, as you all careen uncontrollably into this scaffolding that the artisans guilds had joined together to set up a bunch of holiday decorations for, completely obliterating everything in the wake. I need for each of you, please, to roll a dexterity saving throw. Sylvius, you automatically fail.
Okay.
And Ian, Merrick is at disadvantage.
23.
Succeed.
Jeez. All right, I got a nat 1 for a 5.
Okay. Tobin?
4.
Wait.
Are you going
Hold
to use a
on.
luck point?
I am gonna use a luck point.
Good call.
Okay, here we go. We're doing this. All right, 18. Let's go.
Okay. That was with your... Well, actually, yeah, never mind. The luck point.
Yeah.
All right. So Ian and Deb, your two characters take 5 points of damage. Beth and Jason, your two characters take 10 from the debris and rubble and destruction of everything just kind of slamming down on top of all of you. And the carriage is wildly uncontrolled at this point. Now, you have eliminated all of your adversaries, but you're currently facing the situation of reckless abandon as the carriage is wildly careening towards Beacon Hill. The horses, seemingly in just pure drive to continuously move forward, have picked up speed. The wagon is moving far faster than anyone would ever hope to have it go. And the four of you, now upon the carriage, are basically riding towards Beacon Hill. You know for a fact, well, you can see quite clearly a vast number of normal, everyday people of Escos setting up morning picnics, a few people that have gathered, a few families. I mean, Beacon Hill is a common place for people to gather, families coming together to begin their exchanges of presents with one another, people readily going about the day expecting full enjoyment of another wonderful holiday in Escos, as your murder cart starts careening towards the hill. People start spotting, start yelling to get out of the way and such. You've got one round to get control of this thing before it goes over the hill and into the iron docks and very likely into the sea.
Jax would like to...
Who's first?
Jax is gonna try to leap onto one of the horses and grab the reins.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics?
26.
All right.
Nice.
You leap forward, you grab on to the reins. You do not have any possibility of being able to manipulate the reins to control them, but you could toss them backwards in the hopes that someone else might catch them. The unfortunate circumstance that you're dealing with at the moment is that Merrick is fairly occupied trying to keep Sylvius from falling and getting run over by the wagon.
Not unless I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah.
You then need to make a spellcaster ability check to see if you can control your mage hand well enough to catch the reins as Jax flings them back in your direction.
Bardic Inspiration?
Sure.
Take that. Yeah, I'll take that. That helps.
Use every ability you got, guys. Technically speaking, Jason, Sylvius is touching him. He could do guidance.
Yeah, I could do that.
What's that?
D4.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, we made it to a 16.
Your DC was 14.
Okay, thank God.
You reach out with one hand, realize that you're not going to be able to use that hand to actually grab the reins, and you utter an arcane phrase, and a magical version of your hand extends forward and grabs onto the reins and pulls it back into your hand. Now, you've only got one hand. Unless someone has something they can do here, any attempt that Ian makes for Merrick to try to gain control is going to be a disadvantage. So...
Could I?
Yes, as Jeremy points out in chat, that arcane phrase was, "ah, fuck."
Okay, can I, I'm still up there? I'm on the top? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're up there.
Okay. All right, so I want to go forward
fuck, man.
and...
Oh, fuck, man.
Man. I want to hold on to the top of the cart and grab Sylvius with my other hand, and I will once again use my mega armor strong boy thing that I have and just try to hold on to him and just say, "You take the reins," and I try to
Okay.
hold on to Sylvius.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check for me.
Okay. And I get to add my intelligence modifier to this, so fucking...
And remember, we're not in combat sort of rounds here, right? So Merrick could
take
do
that Bardic.
Bardic, yeah.
Take that Bardic. Yeah, D8. Let's go.
10.
Wait, this is a what? An ability check?
Yes.
Mote of Potential. Bardic Inspiration die can be rolled again. Choose which one to use.
Thank
There you go.
you. It's so much better.
Did you roll your athletics twice?
Yeah, you have advantage on athletics checks too, remember?
What? Oh, okay.
Do not fail!
Dirty 20 plus 4 is 24, plus another 4 is 28.
Okay.
Sylvia's is locked in.
Better than that, you managed to actually pull Sylvia's up to the top of the, or up into the seat, the driver's seat, alongside Merrick here.
Oh my god.
As my bonus action as
yeah.
I'm dangling, by the way, I will do a mass healing word, trying to hit the guard and all of us.
Oh, you
As we-
mean Jax?
Yeah, the guard got over in case he's just down and not totally dead. Plus, I'm at
Can
one
we
hit
wait for
point.
that?
Oh, you mean the unconscious guy locked into the side? that's
Can
still
we
over
leave
there?
him
No, no,
unconscious, please?
No, not him. The guy that got run over that fell off.
Oh, he's long gone. He's long out of the...
Okay.
Yeah. But you could drop some healing on all of you if you like.
Yeah, I'm not getting the guard that's unconscious.
Yeah. So, with that being bonus action and all of that, Ian and Jason, it's up to you two to actually gain control of the cart here. How are you going about doing this? You have the reins. What options do you have that you could try to gain control of these horses?
Assuming it'd be like an animal handling check. Is what we're looking
That's
at.
certainly an option.
Yep.
If you've got anything else that you might want to do, I'm all ears for it. You just let me know.
I'd like to cast Fast Friends on the horses.
Is there an intelligence requirement?
Wisdom.
No,
It
I
says
meant...
you can
Yeah, read it to me.
hear me. Something gets done. That's all moot. The creature must succeed a wisdom saving throw. No, there's
Says
no
it has to be a
intelligence.
humanoid.
Where? It says creature here.
Fourth line down. Choose one humanoid within range that can see and hear you.
I saw a creature. Damn it. Damn it.
Sorry.
I mean, if both of you work together, one of you could make the roll, the animal handling check, with advantage.
Can I be like whispering sweet nothings into this horse's ear since I'm riding it? To try and calm it down? Also, I have advantage on animal handling, so like that should count for something.
And she's already on the horse.
Right! I'm literally riding it.
All right, I will say that
so
whichever
stressed.
one of you wants to do the animal handling check will get advantage from Jax.
All right. Well, I can do borrowed knowledge to get animal handling proficiency.
It's already better than what I can do.
And then I would have advantage, I guess. Come on. Good horses, Bertha, whatever your guys' names are. Slow down. Calm down. I'm not going to eat you or anything.
Why would you say that, man? It's just not really.
Go ahead and do your
All
roll.
right. 14 on the first and 19 on the second.
Okay.
And any
So-
inspiration if anybody has it.
All right. Before I describe, you do manage to get control of this. Is Merrick doing anything in addition here to kind of help this the ending of this scene along?
Yeah, holding on to the reins as much as he possibly can. That's all he's got right at this moment.
And Merrick is just kind of white knuckling it through at this point. Okay. So yes, as Jax is whispering sweet nothing into the horse's ear, like, no, calm down, calm down. And Sylvius is like pulling back on the reins and letting out some weird tick-tick noises that he once heard some driver do some years ago. You all do manage to get just enough control on the carriage that it does not go careening through Bunker Hill or Beacon Hill, and you steer it southward and start heading towards the outskirts of Escos, along the grade cemetery, taking the main road south out of the city and heading off in the direction of the sunken sorry, I lost the phrase. The sunken mines, the mine shaft that Jax that you all were supposed to meet Tillo up with, as you manage to, chaos in its wake, successfully steal the armored carriage. And that's where we're going to conclude tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever been part of.
I have sweat through the back of this shirt because of this.
Thank you, one and all, for joining us on this festive adventure.
We saved the orphans. Come on.
And the cows.
Save the orphans.
And the Adventures Alley. We did it.
Little collateral damage, but that's okay. We danced the storm.
You're right there, Ian.
Just take us home, Miko. Just take us home.
Thank you once again, everyone that joined us for this chaos. Tune in next week as we find out what all these people actually stole, because they still don't know what's inside the back of the carriage at this point.
It was food for the orphanage.
I mean, that tracks. No.
I just assumed it was gold.
I mean, you know what assuming does. So, tune in next week as we get to learn about the ramifications of the theft, find out what it is that these chuckleheads actually managed to take, what kind of chaos was actually wrought in the taking, and the like. Thank you for tuning in to part 1 of the Holiday Heist. We look forward to seeing you all next week. I'm going to give all of these fine people an opportunity to go around the table and introduce themselves, plug anything that they've got going on, and tell us a little bit about their current mental state. And we shall kick things off with you, Beth.
Okay. This was fun. This was fun. It was too much fun. My face hurts from all of the laughing. Merry Christmas, everyone. You can find me on the internet at Beth Masco. I'll be here next time to cause more chaos. There are fun things coming up. Check social media for them.
Deb, can you please save Beth?
I don't think I can tonight. This was an absolute disaster, and I loved every minute of it. Oh my god, I think I laughed my way to tears at least 3 times tonight.
Oh yeah, no, this my sleeve is wet.
So stupid. Oh, I love it. What am I up to? I'm on Instagram and Blue Sky and Discord at dsweats. On Friday, you can head over to Lana Eterna for the final game of the year with me and Beth and Miko. We taped it last night. It is an absolute fun ride and great end to that story. and those characters, and then I'll be here next week. And then once we head over to Folk and Myth next year for the long form Ysterra campaign, I'll be there too. So that's what's coming up.
Yes, indeed. Ian, Oos, how you doing, man? You all right? You got it. You got it together.
Yeah, hey everybody. Just hey, I'm Ian. At your boy Big on all social media. Follow me there to see what's going on. My head hurts, in a good way. But yeah, I'm doing a lot next year.
And moving right along, Jason, save Ian, please.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I think choosing the God of Chaos for my cleric was very appropriate. It seemed to work
ironically, you were the least chaotic of everyone here.
Yeah.
I was trying to let them... I was inspiring the chaos.
Yeah.
I ended up at 1 hit point of 38.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was at 11 after the Thunder Wave, and then the 10 on the failure from the
Jeez.
scaffolding.
Nice.
You really
Anyway.
are the best of us.
The luckiest me. Anyway, yeah, you'll catch me here playing some games. I play some games on Twitch on occasion here and there, and it was a ton of fun. Appreciate you guys having me along, and we'll see
Indeed.
what happens next week.
And where can people find you in the Twitch space?
Glass Jaws.
Glass_Jaws, variety streaming, cool stuff. Please tune in, follow his channel if you have not already. It's great. And speaking of 1 hit point, do you guys think that you like stopped and unclipped the dude and just like dropped him off the side of the road before you absconded with the carriage?
I do have Featherfall, so maybe like gently we could have let him
Sure. Yeah.
hit the ground. I don't know.
Yes.
I
Just
mean,
check.
he's missing his coin pouch now if he had one.
He's dead. He's
Yeah.
dead. He's
Not dead.
He's dead.
He's
He's
not.
not dead. He's just, you know, he might have lost a few years off of his lifespan from the cooking of his internal organs. And on that note, everyone, I am Miko. I am the OKSGM, and if this game wasn't proof enough of that, I think I don't know what else I can do to prove it. You can find me pretty much all the stuff that I've got going on at theoksgm.com. As these fine folk indicated before, we've got a lot of stuff coming up in the new year. Please check out our socials. And yeah, looking forward to all of that greatness. Oh god, I haven't figured out who we're rating. We are... I guess we're rating Perception. Yeah, we're rating Perception Studio tonight. That'll be who we rate.
Nice.
Because that's the first place that I could find that I actually recognize that they're doing Dungeons and Dragons. Please stick around for the raid, and when you get there, let them know who sent you. And yeah, on that note, wow, I can't wait
It's
to
almost
find
like
out.
a threat. Miko sent us.
Yes, very much so. And on that note,
Heat
I
metal.
hope to see all of you guys next week as we conclude part 2 of our holiday heist. Happy holidays, everyone. See you then.
Take care.